Hello. Right, let's see if we can go to Guarma. What say you all to a trip? A little trip. Down Guarma Lane. SCSD gun oil. No one ever uses this trash can. Loads of fucking... You know what, actually, I can just go to the office. I've got to find Glass anyway, I don't know where he is. I know he's online. Somewhere. That his horse? There he is, okay. Aha, just the man.
Stay here just so you'd be able to find me.
Yeah. You all packed and ready?
Yes, good to go. Yeah, just having a little look at what's been happening before we left, but there's not much going on, so.
Alright. Alright,
You have everything?
Yeah, I think so. I sort of just have a rifle and a pistol, so... I don't know if I'll need anything else, but we'll see. And a little food, just to see the journey through.
Yeah. Alright, let's head on up. I have a map that Stone made of Guarma that he kept in the office. I've just taken a copy, so we should be able to hit some landmarks a bit easier.
Yeah, alright. I'll be honest, I don't fully know what we're looking for when we get there, but other than the individuals named.
Yes, well, that's pretty much it, honestly. Their safety is a top priority. But I suppose we can just look at places they might have visited, or at least ask around if we see anybody else there.
Yeah. What if we do sort of run into trouble? What's the sort of protocol there? Are we just sort of free to do whatever we want, or are we
Well,
sort of directed to just get out as fast and safely as possible?
yes, I suppose that, honestly, I don't really want to start picking fights and get in trouble with the militia, but I guess we'll see what happens. Priority is to protect ourselves, and well, if we find Prim and Atticus, then those as well. But
And what's
It's,
Prim's relationship to this entire thing?
so she is friends with Miss Blackwell and Atticus, and after she heard about what those two went through, she was just, from what Miss Blackwell said, she didn't really believe any of it, and kind of questioned the whole thing. So Atticus and Prim went down to where we looked yesterday, and as soon as she got into Lacay, she started suffering from seizures, and she's continued to suffer from them for the last week or so, I guess, or the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Again, I mean, it could be a coincidence, or maybe there's something in the air down there that's caused it. Who knows?
Yeah, Miss Blackwell mentioned something about Atticus and Bush sort of messaging her at the same time that they were going away. Is that an element here?
Yes. Well, Atticus said that he was going to Gorma to a few people, but I don't think he actually told Miss Blackwell. At least I think I remember her saying that. And I don't think he gave a reason why either. And when it comes to Keziah, she said, well, I was speaking with Oath about it because I think those two are dating, and Oath told me that Keziah had just gone out of state for surgery, but didn't say what for. But apparently that's not true, and that she's actually in Gorma with Atticus. Let's go right here.
Ah.
So, I don't know what the hell is going on, Lord, to be honest.
All right. Well, maybe
It's
we
not
can,
like,
pick some of it apart, get some answers.
yes. Well, I'd like to speak with them both if they're still there.
Yeah.
Left here. It's not really like Prim to just lie like that.
Yeah, there certainly seems to be something up. Like an element that seems to be sort of glaringly missing, but vitally important.
Yeah.
It's the dream team.
I don't know. I guess I just
Always.
don't really see a solution to any of it at this point.
Well, maybe
They
if
all
we
just
can
seem very sick.
find some sort of, I don't know, evidence, as to what these people were up to, or find some sort of conclusion, then they can just sort of bookend it and begin the process of healing. But I think while it's all up in the air, they're just sort of caught in a maelstrom of confusion and anxiety, perhaps. I think it probably doesn't help their mental states.
Yeah, I think you're right there. But, well, I mean,
Coughed in your face, chat, so.
I was just suggesting to Miss Blackwell that she should maybe try and get some counselling over the whole thing, because, well, she just ain't sleeping, Lord, and this whole thing has just been so traumatic for everybody involved that, well, I think they just don't see an out for any of this.
Yeah.
Take this. Figures the least I can do for your ticket.
Oh, right, okay. I'm going to quickly check my telegram before we head out. That's alright?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah, sure. I'll see when the next boat's leaving.
Yeah, alright. If it's within, like, minutes, just holler and I'll run down.
Sure. Alright.
Good afternoon.
I'm not in your way, am I?
Not at all, no.
All right.
Good day.
You too.
Should have brought a hat, boy. You should have brought a goddamn hat. God dang it.
Going along goddamn dark.
Did you walk all the way down there?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright, let's see here.
It's like, a little while.
Hello? Yes, we were just wondering when the boat's departing. 15 minutes, you said? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We got our tickets here. That's fine. Sure. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, 15 minutes, I guess.
Alright.
You want to send some telegrams yet, Tom?
No, I mean, I suppose no, I think I'm alright.
Alright. Let me just show you the map here. Yeah, Stone's done a pretty good job on this.
Oh, right, yes. Okay. And, which of the notable locations were you thinking? So he's actually sent me a map on for a
I was
DM,
thinking
but I haven't got
maybe
anything to
anything
capture
to
it.
do with the
So you're just gonna have to suck it
well,
up.
I guess the
It's just a map of
the
Guam, and you could
occult
Google
or
it.
anything that might be creepy or fit the kind of purview of the devil. So I guess this graveyard down here in the southwest.
Right. Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
see, yeah, past the bunker there, you see there's a lot of speared men and severed heads. I think those are those have been there for a while, but could be
Yeah.
somewhere that they might be looking.
Certainly seems like somewhere our man might send people or be, I guess. Oh my gosh, a map of Guam. Can we see it or its
I
secrets?
suppose we should just generally check the populated areas as well, the hotel.
Well, I mean, there's no real harm in sort of just wandering around and asking people if they've seen him or Atticus. Or anything out of the ordinary, I suppose.
Sure, yeah. If we come across anybody, we'll definitely ask.
Alright. Good plan then.
Yeah, I don't want to be I don't want to be too uncoordinated with it. I mean, it's a big island. Don't want to just be wandering, but wouldn't be too bad either.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the thing with it is we have no idea where to go, so wandering isn't really the end of the world. Really, the only way to discover something when you don't know where you're going.
I suppose, yeah. I don't think they really knew where they were headed either. So
Did they have a specific reason for going there?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I don't know why they'd be going over to Guarma regarding the devil. I mean, it's not like he's been over there, as far as we know. But maybe he has. Maybe that's where he got all of his, I don't know, equipment, I guess. The shit that he uses to get into people's minds. Definitely isn't something you'd get here, I don't think.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's got to be getting it from somewhere. I still think there's two of them. I think he's the face of it all. You know, sort of the puppet, drawing everyone's attention and eye while there's a shifty, sweaty-looking fellow pulling all the strings behind the curtain, capturing cats and, you know, creating potions and, I don't know, opiates or whatever.
Right.
I just can't imagine one man is able to pull the wool over so many people's eyes. I suppose they might have Oni involved now, though, so that's another pair of hands. Potentially
Yes, well,
easily coerced into something like this. I don't really know her as well as you.
I wouldn't have said so. Anna seems, well, not independent, but certainly has a mind of her own. She has her own convictions, but I think Oriel certainly fascinated her. And judging from Atticus's writings, he believes at least that she's some sort of disciple to him.
Right. So has Atticus sort of gone all the way to the other side of this, then?
How do you mean?
Like, is he sort of potentially sort of in league with the devil now?
Oh, no. No, I think he's just trying to figure out what actually happened to him. You know, I think everybody's dealing with it in their own way, and Well, Miss Blackwell, she's just getting eaten up inside. She's trying to keep her mind off of it, but she ain't sleeping. She's, she's, well, dealing with it in her own way, but I don't think she's dealing with it at all. And I guess Bush and Atticus, they're just trying to make sense of it all. Like we would, I suppose. If it happened to us, we would just want answers.
Bloody strange. How long have we got on that boat?
Let me ask the captain. I mean, we may as well stick on board.
Yeah, I just realised I should probably pop a telegram over to Chloe just in case she was expecting me. 6 minutes, I can do that. I'll be back.
Yeah, sure.
No, you probably wanted to roleplay out the boatman, but 6 minutes is not a lot of time. Okay, 6 minutes is 44. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can you dig it? There's also the horrific chance of kidnap. Since we are so very close to the belly of the beast. People get kidnapped from Annesburg a lot. I feel like they don't. I don't really know. I feel like they just ride up and freak out and run away. Van Horn crew. Should be headed to Guam for a short while to accompany Glass on an investigation. In case you were wondering where I might be, I hope you're well. Perhaps we can find some time to read your book together. Soon. Yours, Lucien. Got to send a text to her girlfriend. Not that she's my girlfriend or anything like that. Of course, it's just that. Of course, I must. Well, of course, I must insist. Or she's gonna be like, "Where the fuck is he? Is he fucking dead? Is he fucking dead?" Who wants a fucking burger? A little cattleman on my hip. Hell yeah, baby. Been a little while since I've been on a boat like this.
You ever been to Guam before?
Nope.
It's very nice over there. It's well, it's unlike anything you've probably ever seen before. Certainly was for me.
Yes, I sort of I can sort of picture a version of it in my mind, but I'm not really sure what to expect.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read about places like this in your books, but until you feel that heat, that humidity, it's something else.
Yeah, heat usually doesn't agree with me. That's why I stick around in the east rather than going out too far west. Even roads can get a bit too hot for me at times. So I suppose we'll see how this plays out.
Roads is about as much as I can manage, so I was pretty much in a rolled up shirt the whole time I was there last time. At least I'm prepared now.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'll have to see how I fare. Really, don't really have much choice but to figure it out as I go along. I can't imagine it'll be too bad. It's not like I'm like to pass out or anything. It's just I don't know what to expect.
It's truly an adventure over there. Try not to get in too much trouble, hopefully.
Look at this drunkard. Yeah. I mean, is there usually trouble? I don't know. What it's
Not
like.
really. Yeah, last time me and Gwen were there, well, it was only me, her, and Archie Trout giving us a tour. So, yeah, we should be fine.
That took a while.
Yeah, those waves, I never get used to it. Certainly not a seaman.
Well, you weren't kidding about the heat. Bloody hell. Not as bad as I was expecting, but also not. I don't know. I don't know how long I will survive in this before needing to take a sit down in the shade.
Yeah, we'll try not to stay in the sun too long. I just realized we're matching as well. This is kind of embarrassing.
We'll just chalk it up to a uniform.
Sure.
Secret uniform.
Christ, watch out here.
Bloody hell. That's terrifying.
Well,
Alright, so
something must have spooked that.
where's the first port of call? Go and see what spooked him.
Yes, up the road here to the left, there's I think it leads up to the hotel. So, we'll have a look.
Bloody magnificent looking island. Never seen trees like this. The water is
Yeah,
practically glittering. Is that a fort?
it's something. Yes, that is quite the view. We went up there last time we were here. Maybe if we have time, we can circle on over.
I bumped into Cameron. He said to try and find someone called Herbie and give us a tour.
Herbie. Okay, we'll keep an eye out, I guess. I mean, I didn't mind Archie giving us a tour last time. It kind of just went a little weird when he started hitting on me at the end.
Right. And you were here with Gwen?
Yes, it was very awkward.
Sorry, Hoiby. bloody hell is that? A donkey?
Yes, it's what the locals here use to travel around. Maybe if we... Oh, there's two over there. You want to ride on a donkey? We'll get around much quicker.
Yeah, we can hire one.
I think we're allowed to just take them, and as long as we bring them back, we're fine.
Bloody hell.
They're a little skittish, yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of getting the hang of it.
They're not like horses, really.
Right, well, there we go. Travel acquired.
Let's see if we can find anybody.
Mini motos. Imagine a shootout on the back of these.
It would look a little ridiculous, I think. Oh, hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Howdy. It's nice to meet you. I'm White Glass. This is Lucien Lorde.
Pleasure.
You what? Glass?
Yes.
Oh. The sheriff, am I right?
Well, senior deputy, but pretty much there. I'm sorry, have we met before?
Yes, we have, very briefly in Saint Denis. My name is Eli Blair. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, we
Nice to
we
meet you,
met.
Eli.
I gave you a lift to Valentine once.
Yes, you did. I can't remember what happened, though, but yes, you did. Thank you so much.
I think you, I don't know, you just needed to transport something back and forth. I think you said something like that.
Interesting. Can't quite remember. What was your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
Lucien Lorde.
Lucien Lorde. Oh, yes, I remember you indeed.
Man,
Yeah.
that's bad.
How are you gentlemen doing today? What are you up to?
Well, I'm doing quite well.
Okay. Glass, are you okay?
Yeah, doing fine. We just got off the boat, actually. We're here to find a couple of friends of ours. I don't know if you've seen them.
Might have done. What are their names?
We're looking for Atticus and Kazai Prim. Have you seen those two around?
Prim, I have seen Prim, yes. She was, well, she was just down the road behind us about 20 minutes ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, said she was heading back to the mainland.
Oh, damn it.
Okay,
Yes.
just missed her.
Probably did, yes. How's your time been on Guam? Have you been to see La Madre yet?
What on earth is that?
No, we just got here.
You just got... well, goddamn, you gotta go and see La Madre. Damn. The spirit of Guam. You know, you're gonna just offer a little sacrifice to her. You know, it can be a chicken or whatever. It can be anything you want. It's best to do it, 'cause usually bad luck comes to people that don't do it.
All right. Where's La Madre?
Well, she is. She's nestled. It's an old abandoned church, ruined church in the jungle that way that we're facing. Yes. You'll find it. No rush.
Maybe
She's
it's on our map.
forgiven for a time.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds perfect.
Yes,
If you had to, I suppose, pick your top 3 weirdest places on the island, if I was to do a tour of, like, oddities, where would you suggest, perhaps?
I would say the north side of the island. You know, when you get the little rowing boat out and you go to see the North Island, you'll hear all the gibbons and stuff. Don't let them catch you, though. Don't let them catch you, because they have robbed people before.
Blimey.
Yes.
All right.
There's an old boat there. Old, kind of a pirate boat. Well, maybe not. It's a prison boat. I don't know. It's called the Shitty Tin Whistle. Was that La Madre's? That's pretty good. The Roman church. There's also a. Oh well, you know what? It's hard to explain where things are, to be honest. But there's stuff all over. There's a nice house that's made out of windows, pretty much. Yeah, that's it's over in the way I'm facing as well. But I can't direct you. It's the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, any sort of direction's good enough.
Oh,
That's-
yes. Also, the mines. Mines are over there. You know, in the walls. Anyway, if you're interested in finding the fabled onyx. Yes. Many people have been driven mad looking for that.
really.
Yes.
We
yes,
found
indeed.
it. We found
Yes.
it.
It
Na, na,
takes
na,
about
na,
10
na.
days to find one.
We did it
Seems to be
in
the average.
3. Blimey, all right.
Whole days of working.
That's it, yeah. 7 hours a day. That's right. isn't it?
Jesus.
Yeah. Took me, I got pretty good. I got it pretty good. It took me about 4 days.
We did it in 3 beer.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah, well, you know, if anyone's interested in it, it is up for sale. It ain't cheap, though. These go for a very high price. So, yeah.
All right,
Just-
we'll keep an eye out.
All right, okay. Good,
Oh.
good.
You know, you said you saw Prim. Had you seen Atticus as well, or just her?
Just her, yes.
Okay.
Atticus, what's their second name?
Tulliver, I think.
No, never heard of them, never seen them.
Okay.
All right, then.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we
well,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Enjoy
thank you very
Guam
much.
and also near the waterfall. It's over this way. There is a bar up there. Be careful up there. There's the voodoo witch of Guam, Delilah up there. She's not to be trifled with.
Let's see. Okay. Well, thanks for that.
All right.
I guess we'll just check the mines and go from there.
All right. Well, after a couple of days of toil and being weak from the mines, you come see me. I'll give you what you need for a price.
All right. We'll keep it in mind.
All right, then. Well, all right, gentlemen. I'll leave you to your donkeys, or Patricks, as we call them here, and hope you have a good day. Remember to go see La Madre and offer a sacrifice. It's for the best for everyone.
Yes, we
Sure.
will. Thank you,
See you
Mr.
later.
Blair.
You're welcome. See you later.
Can't believe we missed her.
Yeah, it sounds like she took a boat out just as we arrived. Ironically, if we'd just waited around in Annesburg, we might have bumped into her.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, at least we've got some spots to head to. Voodoo Witch. Practically what started this whole thing now.
Something like that, yeah. I think we've, well, me and Gwen went up to that little bar that he was talking about before, so.
Would you look at that? What on earth is that ruin? Is that a ruin? Do people live in there? What is that?
What, ahead of us there?
The big thing in the middle here on the right.
Oh. That's just a building, Lord. This on the left is the mine. Down
Well,
here.
this looks creepy. This is exactly what we're looking for.
Well,
Never mind to believe he's down there.
watch your step on the ladder there. I fell down here last time. There you are.
Nailed it. But it's bloody dark.
Oh yes, it is. I
There's
didn't
a-
bring a lantern.
Alright, we'll have to watch our step then.
I can sort of see in front of me here.
Yeah, my eyes have adjusted. there's a bloody hole there. What's that?
On the right there, watch it. Not sure where this leads to.
Well, hopefully Atticus, or you know, the Devil of Moyen or something we can
Right.
use. Though it does sound like it might lead to certain death, perhaps.
I don't want to go too far.
Maybe there's a cougar waiting for us at the other end.
Right.
Oh, well, there we go. Bloody out. Sort of.
It's just one big through the other side. Is this the waterfall he was talking about?
Yeah, what did he say was at the waterfall?
Can't remember. I think he just said that's where the bar was, no? But I think it's slightly further up. Oh yeah, you see that little campsite up there on the left?
Yeah.
Directly up and to the right of that is the bar. You can just see it through the trees there peeking.
Can we get there from here? There's a sort of treacherous path on the left here.
I'm not sure if we can get to it from... Well, actually, yeah, if we go left and then across the waterfall, we may be able to get to the road on the right.
Might as
Watch
well
your
give it a
step.
go.
Yeah.
This isn't where the dangerous monkeys is it?
No, that's up at the north side. We are currently heading east.
I have no idea what to expect from this place. I've already seen a few snakes.
I suppose that's the exciting part. Okay.
What do you think over
Maybe
here?
up here. Yeah. Get across on that rock there.
Your knees aren't too bad, are they yet?
No, not yet. Ask me on the boat back. Might have a different answer for you. Yeah, here we are. I think if we just head straight here, we'll be on the road up to it.
Did you meet this person, Delilah?
No, I didn't. It was only myself, Gwen, and what's his face? Archie Trout. I
Why
think
did he
Gwen
say,
did meet someone, but yeah.
Why did he say not to trust her? She's a witch or something.
Something like that. The witch of the island or something. There's a donkey here. Wonder what the hell that was. I hope this is the right way up. Oh, Jesus.
Well, it's a way up. There seems to be some sort of a trail.
It certainly is.
Is this the right way?
Follow the torches, I guess, up here on the left.
Oh. Following the other torches. Must be one hell of a drunken walk back from the bar.
Right. I don't think people come back from this bar alive. Jesus.
this looks
here we
charming.
are. It certainly has a character, I guess.
Is that
Look at that.
what is that? A coyote or dingo or something jumping out of a treasure box?
Right. Do they have
Yeah.
dingoes here?
I've got no idea where here is, let alone what's on this island. I've half a
Well,
mind
we're
to
just
expect
off
a creature I've never imagined to come crawling out of there.
right, maybe those monkeys that rob people.
Bloody hell.
We are just off the coast of Cuba, as far as I know. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Gentlemen,
Oh, hello, hello again.
how he is. This is the bar I told you about.
Yes, how did you beat us up here?
Once you know the
Like-
jungle glass, you can do anything on Guam.
I suppose you're right.
That's right. That's right indeed. Did you see the mines?
We did.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
route we took.
I see. Oh, all right. Interesting. You went through the mines.
Through the mines, over the waterfall, climbed up a few rocks. Bob's your uncle, here we are. Quite the adventure already.
Yes, yes, indeed. Did you have a lantern with you?
No, it was quite scary for a moment.
I was going to say, someone got lost in there for a day because they couldn't find their way out, and there's a big cliff edge. You know, you can fall down in the mines.
Yeah, I just sort of followed the sound of running water after a while.
All right, all right. He's getting attuned to the jungle life then. Very good.
Yeah. I feel like
Quite
a tunnel system is not too dissimilar than the streets of London, to be honest. All twists and turns, all dark alleyways.
Yes, yes, I can see the similarities. Yes, but quite a view, ain't it?
It is.
It is indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's a militia compound down there. That's where the mines are. There's a way to get in the mines in there. Herbie's fine with you going through the gates, so it's fine. Over in the distance, that's the Monkey's Throne, Monkey King Throne, in the castle there. Yeah, yes, indeed. There's also an arena here. Are you two looking to fight to the death by chance?
No.
No, it's a
Ideally
long
not.
shot. Okay, well. There is an arena and two people did fight to the death. One of them died, sadly enough, yes. He had a whole family as well, but, you know, that's the rules when you get into the arena.
Let's see. Is it the arena sort of just up on the mountain up there?
Yes, it's in that general direction, yes. Near the, near where the doctors is. Yes.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I did get a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but a couple of months ago, I got a telegram about a sort of fighting something or a hunt, or a death match or something like that.
I see. It was probably that. Maybe.
I sort of thought it was junk mail or something, like somebody just sort of trying to sell tickets for something, you know,
Yeah.
rubbish, far away in some place I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
But it was
Telegram
real.
advertisements, yeah.
Huh.
It was real. It was all real.
I sort of
Yes,
dismissed it out of
indeed.
hand.
Yes. Hopefully you two can meet Herbie. He's the administrator of Guam. He's a tour guide of sorts. He's very useful. He knows this like the back of his hand.
Is he around? Do you know?
I know him, yes. Is he around? No. No. We probably won't be around for usually comes around tomorrow from what I know, and a couple of hours from now tomorrow. Like 3 hours from now tomorrow, I think's your best chance. He wasn't here yesterday though, supposedly. So your friend Prim ran into him.
Let's see.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He's a good person to know. He'll teach you the ropes. Yeah. How are you doing for food? You been able to hunt?
No, we've not really, I hadn't really thought about food. I just assumed we'd head back down into the town and find some dinner at some point. I wasn't honestly expecting, well, I sort of can't say I was expecting any of this, really. I don't know what I had in my head. It was sort of, I suppose, a bit like something like this, but didn't expect to be climbing up waterfalls and such immediately, so...
Oh, well, I do apologize that we don't have a seafood restaurant for you, but this is Guam.
Right, yes. No, I didn't know exactly what to expect, but I mean, I knew that there had to be some sort of, you know, port town or city or something, you know, at least where there would be somewhere to, you know, purchase a meal. But I suppose if we've got to go and hunt something, then, well, I guess we better go hunting then, Glass.
I suppose you should. Do you have cleavers by chance? Very useful for cutting the meat up.
Oh, I should
I
have
mean, I've
kept
got
that
a knife.
cleaver. It was technically evidence, but I did carry around a cleaver all night last night by accident. Forgot I had it hooked in the back of my belt. But I sat down and
That
gave
would have been
myself a
useful.
fright.
Evidence. Interesting.
Yeah, so we arrested somebody. She had a cleaver on her. I had to take all the, you see, we have to take all these sharp things and things that can shoot things at us and kill us off of these, criminals. Otherwise, well, it's very likely to happen.
All right, well, fair enough, yes. Well, I'd use the potential weapon of crime for your advantage in hunting, I suppose. Might as well. Might as well. What about you, Glass? You got a cleaver?
I got this knife here, but I packed some cans of beans. I was just gonna have those if I ever got peckish.
All right, okay. Hope you brought a lot of cans.
I got about 4 in my bag here.
All right. I'll do you for a little bit. But yeah. It's a nice place. It's a good place, Guam. It's very calm and relaxing most of the time. Sometimes I suppose it can be hectic. Yes. Be careful around here, sheriffs.
Oh, look at this. There are people here.
Oh, Herbie.
Oh, I got your note.
I know, I just read.
Well, no, I got that note and was asked to reply, but I got the other one you left too.
Oh, great. How have you been?
Great. Having a great time. A little incident yesterday, but all it was a ruined shirt, so no worries.
I see.
A little depressing, but...
Yeah, it does sound like... these are two sheriffs from the mainland. I was just talking about you, saying that he is the administrator of the island and he is the best guide of Guam, from what I've heard.
He was very close to being 100% correct. I am the ambassador of Grama.
Oh, well.
But you got the second part right.
Yes, thank you.
Sheriffs?
Yes, neither of us are actually sheriffs. I'm Lucien Lorde. I'm a deputy.
I'm glad you told me that, because if you were sheriff, you're about to get a fucking earful. But it's nice to meet you, Lucy Lorde. And you, sir?
I'm Detective Glass. It's nice to meet you.
What was that?
Detective Glass.
Detective
Like,
Glass. Nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
you got it. Thank you.
Well, what brings you two over here?
We were looking for a couple of people. I don't know if you've seen them over the last few days. Keziah Prim and Atticus Tulliver.
There's a lot of people over here. A lot of people recently.
Right, but...
Are you allowed to tell me why you're looking for them?
Well, we just want to make sure they're all right.
They're not wanted or anything?
No.
Well,
We're
I met a
not
lady named
operating as
Prim.
law here.
What was her name again?
Keziah Prim?
Keziah? I think I met a lady with a weird name. She was on a donkey just yesterday, maybe the day before.
Okay, you speak with her?
Yep. Very pleasant. Told me she saw a fucking panther here the other day. I haven't seen one in a year, and now there's panthers crawling around.
Jesus.
Don't shoot them
Did she?
unless they try to kill you. They're pretty
well,
sacred here.
Yes, we'll try not to. Try and avoid them.
I'm the same
Yes.
way, man. If they come after me or look at me, I'm more sacred than them. But yeah, so I met her. She was riding a donkey. She was looking for asking me where her house was. I went up to say hi, but I didn't see anybody there. That was just a little while ago, even.
She was asking you where a particular house was, or where
Yeah,
your
she
house
had
was.
been up there, and she was looking to find her way back.
I
It was
see.
a little difficult. It's up in the jungle, but I went up there to say hello, and it doesn't look like even she's been there. She probably didn't find it.
Okay.
And who was the
would
other
you
person?
mind, Atticus Tulliver?
Do you know what it looks like? There's been a lot of people. And these are some ridiculous names, so I would remember them, but what does he look like?
I'm having trouble recollecting myself, to be honest. It's been a while since I saw him.
Okay.
You remember Lord? Last time you met him?
He's sort of
Oh, hello.
just your sort of average
Hi there.
build chap with I think he had dark hair, no distinct features, or he doesn't dress oddly or anything like that.
Okay, not like a big guy, kind of normal size.
Yeah, sort of your average chap, I'd say. But yeah, I don't remember too. I only met him very briefly in passing once, and it was a while ago.
I see. Why are you looking for him? Are you on a hunt for him?
No, like I told you, we're just making sure that these two folks are all right, in good health and whatnot.
Interesting.
More
Very
a
interesting.
safety concern.
Oh, I see. Well, Guama can be very hospitable to the people that, give a kudos to La Madre when they arrive. Isn't that right, hubby?
Yeah. The La Madre is the local, one of the local religions here, so pretty well worshipped. And I mean, before coming here, didn't really believe in much, but some strange things happen. It's good to keep her happy. Okay. Well, I mean, I could bring you around to some places where I've seen people staying if you like.
Yes, that would be useful. And I just wanted to quickly ask, that place that Prim was asking you about, do you reckon you could take us there? Do you know where she was looking for?
I think she had just slept there one night, so maybe she left something, but whatever it was, I saw no sign of them when I was up there. Eli, you're gonna wait here, right?
Yeah, I might come along, actually. I'm
No, I think
kind
you
of...
should wait here.
Okay, I shall wait here.
All right.
All right, then. I'll speak to you later, hubby.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
All right. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Blair. Yes. Good day.
Yeah,
good
see you
day.
soon.
All right. So, who are these people? They're not criminals, right?
No. Prim's a medic in the crossing, and, well, Atticus is just a rider. Nothing suspicious.
Oh, no. I thought I saw. Okay, he's got you said he had brown hair, right?
I think so. Yes. I think he's starting a library, and he's sort of very interested in books and publishing and such.
There was a guy writing up a storm with a bunch of papers. He was over at the castle when I saw him. I was kind of just looking. I don't really want to bother people because I'm not that interested. And he was just writing. So he was over at the fort over there.
Right, over, that big castle
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
the
thing?
big fort over there. Yeah, castle fort. Really depends on what you're looking to get out of it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely saw a guy with a bunch of papers over there. Last I saw, he was kind of gathering them all up. But we go take a look. I think that might be a better place.
Yes, well, perhaps if the place that Prim was looking into is closer, we could head there first, or whatever's easier for you.
Sure, let's go. Come along. It's a little trek through the jungle this way, but you guys need to be dressed appropriately. This will be a real test of thigh.
This
Right,
bar
okay.
here, do they sell food there?
Not usually. It's more cocktails.
All right.
You a little hungry?
No, I'm just thinking about how to acquire food. I sort
We
of,
could get you some bananas.
yeah, I suppose I could live off of bananas for a few days. Go and join
Mhm.
the dangerous gibbons.
There's a butcher down in the town too, and we have some people cooking up some tacos and the like as well.
Well, that
But
sounds
we
good,
also, if you guys haven't been here before, that river down there and the waterfall, that's the only, not ocean around here. So when you're around there, there's a couple sinks. If you get a hotel room, there's another sink down in the village. But other than that, you got to fill up before you head out.
all right.
Yeah, I sort of, I mean, I wasn't quite expecting it to be this level of jungle. I sort of thought it would be a little town surrounded by a jungle, but it's quite literally just a jungle with a few spots of civilization.
But thank God I saw this guy too, because or I met this lady, because this island is very big. You'd be searching here for a long time. There's a lot of nooks and crannies if people aren't looking to get found. Now I will say this Prim lady said she was with a group of people here. There's been a group who lives up on Mount Hagen, who've been here for a while, have been very lovely.
Okay.
And she seemed to just be, with them. I just know that because she was with them when they saw the panther.
Right. And she seemed, normal to you,
It's
didn't?
very normal. And we've had some weird shit going on here.
Okay.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, somebody was like writing on the walls down on a hut on the beach with coal.
Oh, bloody hell. Writing what?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was it? Something about let me stay away. Don't let them find me. Something like that. There was a snake somebody shot there. There's a bloody handprint. It sounds weird. It happens. We find weird, quote unquote weird things like this a lot, but that was recently.
Would you be able to show us that?
I'll show you where the house it was, but it has since been cleaned up.
Right. Well,
But, kind of makes people unsettled.
yeah, of course. Would still like to look at it, though, if
Yeah,
that's fine with
it's
you.
in the direction when we head back, towards the main area there. So
Okay.
if you're ever interested in lemons, they're up this hill right here.
Okay.
That's what most of the people come to this island for, to loot us of our lemons and our gems.
Right. Is this the closest source of lemons?
Yeah, we have a grove up there. It's, if you're ever looking for people that aren't too nefarious, although apparently we had some nefarious people the other day. They seemed pleasant, and then afterwards, I heard they were horrible gang people. But they would just ask me where the lemons were.
I suppose even gangs need lemons every now and then.
I suppose so. You ever meet a guy named McMuffin?
McMuffin.
His name is Donald McMuffin. I met him a long time ago. He just showed up again. He couldn't figure out how to make lemonade.
Never
don't
met
think
him,
I've met
no.
him.
He's Scottish.
Yeah. No, maybe of descent. But definitely no interesting accent. This right of hills, Go
Yeah.
up a little higher, it'll get a little easier. Except for the getting up a little higher part.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so blasted hot.
Yeah, it doesn't really help. I mean, my body has been improved quite a bit since I moved here. well over a year and a half ago, but this the heat you just don't get too used to, especially on a day like this.
Right. And you're
So
the
these folks in
ambassador?
yeah, I'm with the People's Militia of Guarma. Originally, I moved here almost as a trick. A friend of mine said, "Let's go to Guarma. We got work to do." And then when I showed up and I introduced myself, they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But I ingratiated myself to the asshole that was in charge at the time. But here I am.
Right. And what does the position sort of entail? What do you need to do?
A lot of this.
Just sort of
A lot
showing
of
people
showing people
about?
around.
And,
Yeah. I
right.
mean, I've had some meetings with sheriffs and agreeing on trade deals and extradition, blah, 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 and things we should be doing. And maybe you're not allowed to send people over to do crimes or they'll come and arrest you, stuff like that. But that was a long time ago. So now it's, generally to ambass. Now, I think we should be pretty close. There's a series of hills. This one, it is a tent up there, and you get an incredible view to your right of the fort.
Oh, yes, blimey.
Gosh, look at
at
that.
It's a bit of a walk down there, but luckily it'll be mostly downhill. A lot of it is explaining to people
Good lord.
sorry, I got momentum. A lot of it is
Oh, you're
explaining to
fine.
people that, people, it's a different country. They don't know the laws. Luckily, there are very few laws. Just in case you're interested, one of them being, since this place has a history of many rebellions, the militia's a little paranoid about them. So any violent actions of a large group will generally be stepped on by the militia and considered a rebellion. And the other one is, don't attack me or any members of the militia, and that's it.
Oh, you're
Blimey,
a
that
member
is-
of the militia?
Yeah. And surprisingly, it's, usually very peaceful on this part of the island. I don't know if it's fear or we're just lucky who comes around or...
maybe we should take a page out of that book back.
Well, it's not, we don't have a lot of banks or people around, things like that, but...
I suppose, yes. There's less
Yeah, I don't know.
honey pots.
There's a fair amount of treasure, but most people, a lot of the people who live here, if they're here for a while, they become attached and, well, if something happens or someone disrespects this place, they join up to get rid of them. This is the house. That's an old artist used to live here quite some time ago. You'll see many of his paintings up in there. But she said she was looking for the artist's house with the paintings. Like I said, she rode off to go find it on a donkey. This was yesterday. Go on, have a look around.
Said she
I'll
was
wait out
looking for
here.
paintings.
Oh yeah, you'll see. Go right inside.
Not quite the paintings I was expecting.
No, neither was I.
I was sort of perhaps expecting one like that place in the K, you know?
Yes.
I mean, the style isn't too dissimilar, but I'm not too sure about this sort of art.
I was half expecting to see that painting in Blackwater in here or something.
Hmm.
What about out here?
Bloody hell, imagine waking up to that every day, having a nice cup of tea.
It's not the worst life, is it?
Well, if it's as peaceful as he says out here, then not the worst idea of a retirement, perhaps. If I can tolerate the heat.
Suppose you get used to it, like everything.
Well, this is the window house that I think Eli was talking about.
Yes.
I'd like to speak to the witch. We could ask if she's about.
Yeah. Who was that sort of came in and just walked straight back out of the saloon? I wonder.
No idea.
Maybe that was her.
We can ask. Eli mentioned somebody called, I think he said Delilah. Do you know if she's available?
Well, that's what we was waiting for. It's her bar there. So she was probably going to be there any second.
Oh, really? We probably just missed her. We seem to be just missing everyone.
Oh, was that her that walked out when we were
Yeah.
speaking back at the saloon?
Why don't we can head down over to the fort. We'll walk down and then we'll make our way back up. We'll probably need some water and stuff. Maybe some food by then.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Thank you for the sort of tour. By the
Hey,
way.
I've given a lot of them. Just be wary. The boars on this island have a tendency to come after me when I'm showing people around.
All right. Well,
Nothing like embarrassing me when I'm being nice to guests. Oh, you get a good view here of the size of this place. So
yeah, we took a look on the balcony at the.
Yeah, now that big mountain, those two mountains over there, there's a hotel on top of one of them and some camps on top of the other. So let's be glad we don't have to get up there.
Blimey. All right.
And then
Jesus.
over on the other side, there's miles and miles of more beaches. So pretty big.
Yeah.
But hopefully he just stayed down here.
We shall compensate you for your time as well.
No. Just people being here and being pleasant is enough, and not causing trouble. That's all I ask for. If you'd like to give something, no matter what it is, you can always visit one of the shrines of La Madre and leave something. We got people that leave potatoes, people leave money, people that cut open animals. Even as I was told when I first got here, so if you want, you can lean in and tell La Madre a secret. She must appreciate those because I told her one, and I'm doing great.
All right. Yeah, I think we did sort of plan to head over there to the shrine and take a look at some point.
Well, we should be passing one too over here by the church. I will say if you think these people might be acting weird or a little bit out of their mind, it's a good place to look. Also, feel free, if you guys get lost or separated, you can shoot some bullets up in the air here to signal people. Most people realize that's what it is.
All right.
That's generally what I do when I get up in the morning to let people know I'm around.
Yeah, I suppose if we get separated, Glass, and we'll just meet back at the boat.
Yes, that sounds good.
Oh, we got a crashed hot air balloon here.
Oh, blimey. You ever been in one of those?
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff was here when I got here. We do have a lot of we had an earthquake not too long ago, and a lot of these old bones came up out of the dirt when the ground shifted. So there's like what looks like a fish skeleton up that hill, but there's actually a whole camp of I guess there were archaeologists, but they went missing.
Oh.
Yeah, but we haven't found it. There's one guy. There's posters of him down at the port. When you get on the boat, you might. I think his name was Ford. Did they tell you about the snakes?
Only that there are a lot of them.
There is. It looks like a boa constrictor. There's one in particular, a thinner white snake with black stripes. It's called a fer de lance. It's one of the most venomous snakes in the world. If we don't get you anti-venom when it bites you, you will die in 20 minutes.
Oh, bloody hell, that quick.
But yeah, luckily we got some down by the beach. Our medical office is up the hill to the left. I myself have been bitten by them. It was why I stopped wearing these sandals for a while. I put on some thick boots. You guys look like you got some thick boots on. You might be all right. But yeah, just be aware.
Yeah,
That's really
I went
the
for
most
some,
dangerous thing.
I went for some thick boots after hearing about the snakes, to be honest.
The smart moves. Good plan.
I've yet to be bitten by a snake, and I don't really plan to be.
It's not an experience. I'm glad I had an experience. I will say I'm also glad to see you guys come here without those stupid explorer hats that people buy. It just drives me crazy.
Got one in my back pocket.
I really judge
Oh,
people when they walk off the boat.
We're
Wearing
not
that
really
hat.
on an adventure or anything.
Yeah, it's usually the least adventurous people. This isn't someone that's going to be swinging a machete through the jungle. Whoever wears these hats.
There was a chap in the tailor that offered me something like that, but I declined.
Good, good. It's very hot. I've worn one once. There's some giant hip bone or something, I guess. We've had some people come by. I'd love to get an actual archaeologist come through.
Strange.
What is that?
It is. There's some kind of pair of giant antlers. I
I
don't
thought it
know.
was
This is a
antlers.
weird place.
Do you have elephants or something here?
No, not that I've seen. Panthers. There is. Are you familiar with what a gibbon is?
Sort of a monkey, right?
Right. It's a lesser ape, 18 to 24 inches tall, which doesn't sound too threatening, but it has the arm span of a full-grown man, which is terrifying.
It hurts me to call any
But
ape
the
a
dictator
monkey.
apparently kidnapped, bought, I don't know how, but he brought one to the island. It usually stays way up north. You could hear it in the trees up there if you get close, and sometimes over by the medical office. That might be the most dangerous thing here. That and the snakes.
Huh. Yeah, I would have thought it would be the big cats and the snakes and venomous tree frogs or something. Not really a...
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
I think it's just a particularly demented one or unhappy. I don't know how to describe his personality, but I stay away. The Panthers, I mean, they've been told by other militia people, don't kill them. So they're generally like when
apes.
Prim and these people saw them, they said it came by, drank some water, and just kind of looked at them and left. So I'm not gonna relax around them though.
Should have brought a machete. That's one
Yeah,
thing
we
I
sell them. There's a
forgot.
trading post not far from me. If you guys need any supplies, there's signs and torches. That's the other thing. Once it gets dark, they've been advising people to stay out of the jungle at night because of the panthers. But if you find yourself there, generally you'll see lights like these, torches somewhere. If you're lost, it's safe to go to the lights unless they're moving.
Unless they're moving.
It's usually there's follows La Madre carry lanterns in the night. They wear robes. Other people speak of like floating lights out in the jungle that you shouldn't follow too, but you know.
Blimey, what the hell is that? That dangerous, that thing running ahead of us?
Oh, that's just iguana. I mean, it might bite you, but it's probably not gonna kill you.
Yeah, he's the best, dude.
They do hiss, so that sometimes you might think they're a snake. We do have some crabs here who might pinch you. I haven't seen one for a while, but we do occasionally get some sea turtles crawling on the beach. Those are definitely not dangerous.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah. If anything, we had to stop people from killing them when I first got here. It's amazing.
Why are
Whoa,
people
have you
killing
guys
them?
ever seen this beautiful animal you've never seen before? No, where's my gun? How much money will they pay me for this if I kill it?
Barbaric. Just some boys going on a tour, baby. Boys on tour. Hey, we're in the shop.
So this fort is called the Cinco Torres, which I've learned with a lot of places in Spanish sounds very interesting until you translate it. It just means 5 towers.
Right.
Right. In the little village down the beach where we're going to go after this, the people here named it La Playa. And I said, wow, that's beautiful. What does it mean? And they said, the beach. So I try to get people to be a little more creative when they name their homes here, but
Right.
I mean, it sounds good to my very basic English ears.
right. There's up the beach. There's a bar up north. can see it from here. And then beyond that, we have a resort with some bungalows and some cabanas and gambling. We have roulette, poker table, all this good stuff. And they wanted to call it the cabanas up there, Las Cabanas. I said, you have to give it a name. You can't just call it cabanas the cabanas.
What did they go with? Or haven't
The
they?
cabanas at the Garina del Mar.
I mean, all right. What does that mean?
I forget. It doesn't mean arena. I don't gamble much. I've only played roulette once, and that was recently, and I got very, very lucky.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler either.
Yeah. If I have money that I earned, why the fuck would I risk giving it to somebody else? This place has been quite the attractive, I guess you could say, honeypot to many criminals and self-styled kings who find themselves coming to this island. It's a little dark. Your eyes will adjust. We have had some dastardly, notorious people arrive on the island and go, hey, is anybody living in this castle? And I said, well, right this way, Your Majesty. But feel free, go upstairs, look around. I did see him over here at that table, but he was moving around a bunch. So he
Alright.
might have been up there too.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a little look. Yeah, thanks.
Bloody nice view again. Look at that sunset.
Yeah, if you're gonna write stories, I suppose this might be the best place.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you just get distracted by the beauty of it all.
Maybe.
I'm looking around for details, but not really expecting to find anything, but you never know. Details. Puts fingers to floor, tastes the detail. Good role players have been here. See anything?
Yeah. I remember me and Gwen. We walked across the coast here, all the way up there, past the that sort of out in there. There's a few cabins on the beach, kind of like a little beachside hotel. It's very nice.
That sounds delightful. You're not going
Yeah, you
to
should
take me
bring
along
Chloe
there?
here or something.
Oh right, I thought
No.
I thought you were inviting me along to a nice romantic cabin on the other side of the island.
No, I was answering your question.
Yeah, I mean maybe if she's interested.
Any sign of anything?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Well, nice sunset at least.
Yeah, bloody good view.
Right. So this, we go check the wall. Like I said, it was cleaned up. I didn't see it. Dr. Natalie Wilson was our science person in the militia here saw it. Was on one of the walls of the houses in La Playa, so we could go take a look and then.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
How are things to crossing for the law these days? Pretty rough.
It's been a rough month, that's for sure. But
Ain't it always?
well, yeah, I guess
Ebbs and
has its ups
flows.
and downs.
It's
Exactly.
always interesting here. We've definitely had some people come to hide out when they're really in a lot of trouble.
I can
but
imagine.
we haven't really had anyone like that for a while.
Yeah, what about when I came here with Levi and you with Sierra?
Pretty
Who
peaceful for
stabbed Chloe?
just about a year, but I guess we earned that. We had a bunch of people on the island fighting each other. Some who were living in this castle and some who were living somewhere else. And they drove these people in the castle off the island.
Hmm.
But that's the way it works.
Mr. Blair was
Yeah.
mentioning some sort of death match. that
Yep,
happened.
that was we had a death match quite some time ago. Some people came here without talking to anybody and held their own death match without any actual customs. And who the fuck knows if a guy even died? Do you know these people? It's a group of creeps. Jude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know about that.
Well, I came out of my room and I see this lady who lives here named Hazel running away in her pajamas. I shoot, my gun in the air to get her attention. She just runs faster. And then a bunch of mercenaries come running out who I know. And they said, "Oh, what are you shooting at?" I said, "For attention." And they said, "Well, we were looking for this guy. We have to kill him. He sent some people after us and then he escaped." And then I go around the corner and there's Sheriff Rabbit is there. They came here for some reason with Clementine. And then they had been attacked by some lunatic lady in a corset who then they were chasing down and she jumped in a boat. Like she jumped across the boat and landed on it as it was taking off.
Oh, she must have
Jesus.
timed that perfectly.
Maybe we've had 1 or 2 days where it's crazy, but generally very peaceful.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, but the death match we had, the real one, was over a year ago. But it's pretty brutal. Definitely
Who was
nobody survived
involved
that
in
one.
that?
Did a champion returned recently to Guarma. He's here right now.
What, the person who won the death match?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
His name is Clive.
Clive.
Clive Garrett. Mm-hmm.
Cooper Garrett's
Yeah, he
son.
fought because he needed $10,000 to save his family. And he won. And I assume his family got saved. I really didn't care afterwards to ask, but I probably should. He's here.
Oh, well, that's
Christ.
admirable, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
it was,
won $10,000 for that?
Yep. I said, well, what do you want? Because we needed, we got a tradition here. And a guy who lived on the islands agreed to fight in a death match to get his job back. Now, if you're thinking, this doesn't sound like equal motivation on both sides, you'd be
Clive
right.
from
And I
Final
think
Fantasy
that was one of
16.
the biggest problems. Is that the guy who wanted his job back was a good man, and he found out the other guy was fighting for his family's lives. So I don't think his heart was in it. Definitely
Who are,
wasn't in it by the end of it.
Who are those two? These locals or?
Well, yeah, they just live here.
No.
A lot of people come sit on the beach at night. I believe it was this house. Hold on, she said she saw it out of her window, and she lives over there.
This blue one here.
Yeah. I think it's locked up tight. Let's see. But it was outside. Yep. So he didn't get in here. They've got this place locked up. Yeah, so her house is over there. Where is it? It's down there. So she said she came out. She was walking up to the church, and she saw it. It must have been this wall here. But they called people in, cleaned it up. It was a couple of days ago.
Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, but I mean, have I known, we got a lot of, like I said, a lot of odd behavior, people writing stuff, leaving blood around.
Anything else like that happen recently?
Nothing that I know of. Would you like to take a look at the church? It's just up the road here where those lights are.
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
We had a guy, a deputy, show up here recently, but he's has a terminal illness, so he came here for, I don't know, big piece with dying or something.
Who is that?
I don't know if I should say if he didn't tell the people.
Well, we're both deputies. I mean,
Yes, but
we probably know
I
him.
don't care about that you find out because you're law. I mean, you find it out because he's dying. You're a detective. I'm sure you can figure it out.
But the initials RB.
No, but I've already said too much.
All right. Just
They may
checking.
still be on this island. I'm not sure if they left.
Yeah.
But I believe they said they're leaving today. This is the one of the really main
Who the
La
fuck
Madre
is
shrine
that?
of the
Who's
south.
got a terminal illness? That's cool as
here.
shit to roleplay out. It's scary and
It's
horrible.
used
But
for
great.
you know, we've had a couple.
I want to do that
trials
with a
here,
D&D
couple
character, by the
meetings,
way. I've been
couple
meaning to do it for
ceremonies.
years. I only tell the DM that at some point during the
It's just
campaign I
local
want to die
decor.
of a
Don't mind it.
terminal illness. I tried to do. I did, in fact, do it with a character who had a heart attack and died of old age. A campaign.
We're a very
once.
welcoming place. Okay, it's just a lot. You know, we got to preserve the culture. But yeah, there's a
no
kitchen on the
judgment here.
right. If you ever feel need to cook, it's pretty well stocked. You can look around. Sometimes people, what the fuck is this? Someone drawing pictures and leaving it here. You see this? I'm gonna look around back too. Hello.
What's this little paper thing, Lord?
Are you here?
I have no idea. Some sort of local custom. You think it's something?
I don't know. I just never seen it before. People making things out of paper like that.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I wonder how you
Where's it
learn how
going?
to do that. Boredom, I would imagine. Probably
Yeah.
long nights. Teaches you that kind of thing. Blimey, you alright?
Oh yeah, yep. There's just a lot back here. Some people stay here, so I was just looking around this little office up top. But
Oh.
there is a giant pile of dynamite on the right side of this building. Feel free,
Bloody hell.
you know. We put it out for tourists. It's yeah. This, like I said, this place has a hell of a history, but we can.
It's sort of charming in a very sort of rustic way. The way
Yeah,
they sort
it's-
of recommissioned what would just be an abandoned ruin.
Yeah, and I think it's you know, as you can see by this cage here, a lot of it was done for militaristic needs. But you know, you throw up a couple signs, and like you said, some people might find it charming. I don't know why we keep that coyote up at the top of this steeple, I guess, whatever you call it, hanging up there. But like I said, you got to preserve local culture.
Blimey, yes. Yeah, I won't question or judge it.
You're a better man than I am. I only keep my mouth shut out of fear. So, if I were to name, let's just say, a group of criminals, would you guys give me your opinion on them? For no particular reason? Not that they came by or anything, just, you know, I hear names now and then.
I guess.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
Doherty gang?
I've only heard about them. I've not actually encountered them myself.
From what I hear, that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty violent. Every time I've run into them, had to defend ourselves, unfortunately.
Yeah, someone told me that. Someone told me that. Nice to me, but, you know, it's really, that's all I care about here. You're nice to me. You don't absolutely loot us dry of lemons, which they were seem to be pretty decent, so we're fine. Oh, just if you do get bit by a snake and it breaks the skin, but this is Dr. Natalie's house in the back, behind on the side here. She keeps some anti-venom people can snatch up. It's by the fire there, just in
Nice.
case. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry we cleaned up so well.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
all
know
right.
any other place. Most of the other people that at least that Prim was with are staying in a hotel over here in the town. As far as I know.
Did you recognize any of them? Get any names or?
Yeah, I speak to almost all of them. Like I said, when I get too specific, there are a bunch of people who normally live up on Mount Hagen. I don't that then aren't criminals, so I don't really feel too weird about telling you their names, but I don't know what their opinions
I wonder
are.
if one of them was Teddy.
Let's just say I'll say one that I think he will forgive me if he is mad. Lynch, you know, Michael Lynch,
Okay.
Mishka. Do you know Mishka? She used to be of Guarma.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they're up in the cold.
Okay.
But they've been here for a while, and a lot of people have been coming through to see them and spend time with them. How about the Miles family? What do you guys think of the Miles family?
I don't really know them.
Okay.
Yeah, another group that I've only sort of heard about or seen, you know,
Right,
varying
right.
case files on and such.
Someone was telling me they're vigilantes, but also sometimes they'll rob people.
Yeah, the case file that I read a thing about them recently. I think they maybe used to be sort of more vigilante-ish, sort of fed themselves as a Robin Hood type group, but seems things might have changed more recently. I'm not too sure. From what I
I don't think that.
understand, then not to be trifled with exactly, but also not, you know, completely maniacal like some of them.
Well, you know, it seems like vigilantism doesn't pay too well. More of a passion occupation.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's really the only
Uh,
reason
the
to get involved.
so these days, a lot of people come here to do work actually, because you know we actually can pay pretty damn well. You can make a good money here putting some hard work in. So I usually see if anybody's busy over here. Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
you got a job
Julio is
on.
around. There, you discovered his name with detection, so he can't get mad. So Julio might have been with that group who saw the Panther. So I don't know where he might be, but you know, you could walk around and do one of these
Blimey.
to see if
Jesus
anybody comes running.
Christ.
Well, fires
Okay.
back. Sometimes they'll answer, but
An interesting way to communicate. I suppose it gets the job done there.
it's we got this closest in the telegrams we have here. But yeah, so you could. I don't imagine these guys. Sometimes, you know, that's that group. I don't know if they're with them because I didn't meet them. It sounds like they came over separately because these guys have been here. But these guys didn't come over here to meet people, did they?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. We know that
Ah,
they came together, but we don't know why. And well, they didn't say that they were coming, so that's why we were worried
gotcha,
about their
gotcha, gotcha.
well-being.
Little kind of what would you call it? Like a wellness check.
Yeah. Well, that's what we said, right?
Yeah. Is that what you said? I really was barely paying attention.
Okay. Well, yes, that's what I said earlier.
Sorry, I'm not the
No, you're
detective.
fine.
It's really not my job.
You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we
just
appreciate you showing us around anyway.
Yeah, no, I'll be around. I think I would say go back up to the bar, but I think that Delilah and that Eli they had some business and they're meeting, so I don't know how long they're going to be. I'm
Well, we
trying to
could
think.
grab a drink, I suppose, and wait around. Supply her with some business.
Yeah, yeah.
That
As long as
sounds
she's
good.
not talking to him, but we could take a walk up there and see. I have no problem barging in, but if I got to leave right away, I'll turn around.
Yeah, no
All
problem
right, let's
at
take a
all.
look. Trying to think what else Natalie said to me. There was writing on the wall of the window that said, "Don't let them find me in coal," because we do have a mine here. That's where people come to steal our onyx. But there is a lot of coal. There was somebody shot a snake. There was a snake with a bullet hole in it. It was like a bloody handprint. Somebody, we sell canned pineapples here. Whoever this was eating canned pineapples around there too.
Well, I can't begrudge them that. Pineapples are delicious.
Yeah, if you like
can
them,
take them or leave them.
yeah, at the trading post, you grab a few cans on the way back. We also have, as you can guess,
Sweet
we have a
tooth,
lot
yeah.
of sugar cane here. So we have behind the house up there, which is the we call it the compound. Which is, we turned it to a community center. It's lovely. It's been refurbished inside. But there's also, we have the refined sugar, the cane syrup, which we sell also at the store.
Right.
Or it's usually the kind of stuff people come here for. Lemons, sometimes bananas, pineapples, and cane syrup.
Well, I do have a sweet tooth. Perhaps I'll grab something on the way through.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, get yourself a nice Guam machete, some Guam and steel with a Guayacan wood handle. I don't know what that means, but it looks nice.
It sounds authentic.
Yeah, Guayacan. We had a former minister of trade who really upped our quality of goods here. Made sure they weren't just selling cheap junk. And she's no longer with us, unfortunately. She went crazy after her boyfriend died in that death match and shaved her head and ran off into the jungle. We haven't seen her since.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a rough one.
Do people often go mad here or sort of experience strange phenomena like that?
Definitely strange. Not usually, I'll be honest, not usually negative from what I've seen. A lot of people come here on like if they're lost or they're looking for something, a self-discovery. Looking for answers. Some people, I know someone who seemed lost and they really took to La Madre. Become a fervent follower, and even went back to the crossing over there and still talking about it. Some of the people here are always open to giving you a little guidance as well. For whatever price they determine is okay. There's a lot of, give and get here. That's what the island seems to be like.
Well, that seems...
Would you like to hear a terrifying story that really made me get scared enough to believe?
Sure. Why not?
So this Jasmine was a big follower of
Point
Lorde.
him in.
That's where I learned a lot of it from. And when she was around, she decided she was going to teach everyone to hold these ceremonies on the full moon. So the first one, we gathered at this church, 15 people there. We're all walking in, and the dictator, who used to rule this place, until everybody realized he was just a massive fucking bitch. Anyway, we go inside, and there's 3 ladies in robes standing there, and they start chanting, and they tell us to go out in the jungle and get some specific animals to bring back for sacrifice. And they're chanting, Matamos, Matamos, Matamos. And I tell you, the sky went dark and a thunderstorm started. I'm like, oh, this must be a weird coincidence. But we leave, and this dictator, who was so insecure he would never admit being afraid of anything, actually came outside and told me he got nervous. And I said, well, that's scary as hell. What the hell were they chanting? What does Matamos mean? And it says, we kill, we kill. So now I'm freaked out, and I'm looking for these animals. Anyway, all the animals in the village were gone. We couldn't find anything on the beach. Everything had fled. Someone had to run 2 miles up the coast to find something. Somebody asked if we could kill one of the villagers. It was a little intense, but we got some animals. We came back. And then this one lady starts chanting again. We bleed for La Madre. We kill for La Madre. Slices open the iguana. One of the women in the back stuck her hand inside a chicken's mouth and pulled it inside out. And that's when I stood up, and they told us to run into the jungle, and I did. By the time we fled back down to the bridge, the sun was out. We got back to the village, and all the animals had returned.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm scared. I believe out of fear.
Yeah, I mean, I
Does
don't
sound
think I blame you.
unbelievable.
Yeah, normally I just say this is a bunch of bullshit. Believe what you like. All right, wait here. Let me peek my head in.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean you can move closer, but sorry.
Oh,
Not turning up a huge amount.
no. I think we
They
might
were
have been just a
definitely
little too
here,
late.
I suppose.
Yes, well, at least we have that.
Well, there's nobody here, so maybe they wandered off.
All right. I
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Maybe we can get a drink or something then.
Yeah, you know what? You can feel free. She
Yeah,
keeps stuff
rest our
behind the
legs.
bar. Just grab something. Hold on. I'm gonna look around. You guys keep at it.
All right.
I suppose if nothing else, at least we know that they were here, and it sounds like Prim might have actually potentially headed back or something.
Yes, well, she didn't say she was coming out here to anybody, and I think she lied to Keith about coming out here, so something's up.
Hmm.
Suppose I can make connections as to those writings on the wall, but I mean, it'd be too thin. The whole bloody hand. I mean, we know that that's what Imogen did for her deal with the devil, but well, it's grasping at straws at that point. We need something firmer.
Yeah. I suppose we could take a look at the La Madre situation, but I would imagine it sounds like that's like a huge hotspot, so it doesn't sound like, or at least likely, that we'd find anything particularly useful there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's more a Gorma thing than a devil thing.
Yeah. What are you thinking then? Call it here?
Yeah, I think we could do. If they haven't been seen north of the island, I think we just head back, maybe catch up with Prim there on the mainland. Still need to find where Atticus is, but
Maybe she knows.
yeah.
Or maybe he's here somewhere, like that chap said. It's bloody huge here, isn't it?
Well, it feels like it doesn't end. I mean, look at those mountains up there. There's so many places he could be. I don't want to head back to the mainland and, Prim's telling us that he's still here, but at the same time, we could spend months here, Lord, just looking and not find anything.
Yeah, I would imagine if the ambassador there doesn't know where he is or have any really good, solid idea of where to look for him, then we certainly don't have a hope in hell's chance.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Well, it was nice to come here anyway, despite everything.
Yeah, sort of a half break,
Right.
you know, part break, part work, part exercise.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now. I think my legs will be jelly by the time we get back.
Trying to get a print screen of this.
Gosh, I am filthy. I don't suppose they have a bath here.
We can ask the ambassador when he comes back, if he comes back. think he said he was going to do a once around the area, see if he could spot this woman. I feel like speaking to somebody who claims to be a voodoo witch is ideal.
Yeah, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't get the chance to speak to her before we leave.
But when you came here with Gwen, what did you get up to? Is there
Well,
any
we
sort of activities or anything?
not specifically, but I suppose with this place you sort of end up making your own activities. What we did was we just came off the boat, started looking through town, and then we sort of followed the lights that took us up where we walked before, just down the valley there. Came across a little. I guess it was kind of like a store, like a makeshift store where you can buy supplies, and we just kept following the lights up here, and then we ended up going to that couch just over there. You see that just across the way.
Right.
And so I made it my goal to sit in every couch in Guarma. And, well, you'd be surprised how many couches there are here.
So you went on a sort of couch hunt.
Yeah, something like that. And so from that point, we just kept heading north, went up to those cabins by the beach. Eventually found a nice little campsite just, well, I wonder if you can see it from here. Probably not, but you see the mountain directly ahead of us. Well, it's not really a mountain, more of a cliffside.
Yeah.
There's a little campsite just around there. It might be further on. And spent the night there. Then in the morning we woke up, and that's when we had the tour with Mr. Trout. So he took us all the way up there, just by the beach up on the mountain there. That's where the arena is. He claimed it was some sort of uh, intercourse arena where people, oh, I don't really need to explain it, but it wasn't a death match kind of place. That's not how Archie put it anyway.
Right.
Uh, so we got taken aback by that. Immediately left, and then it just took us down the hill over to the fort, and that was pretty much it. That's when we figured that he was kind of weird, so we just decided to leave.
Yeah, that's always awkward.
Especially seeing as he was the only other person on the island, as far as we knew, so we didn't really want to be stuck here with him. No offense.
Yeah. No, I understand fully. That sounds like quite a nice adventure.
It was, yes. I think we just needed the time away, so it was nice coming here. We should probably do it again.
Yeah, I think Chloe wants to walk up a mountain at some point, but this does seem like a nice trip to make at some point, perhaps. Maybe she'd be interested, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she'd like that.
We've been sort of spending time together, but we've been reading the books that we take out from the library, and we read a Wells book one night. We read a book about a dragon and this and such. And when I go to the library, I simply ask Miss Blackwell to, give me any book, really. Sort of dealer's choice situation. But I think perhaps she wasn't aware that myself and Chloe have been reading them together, and she sort of handed me a book. Well, it's called the 1900s Guide to Couples, I think.
Oh.
So I'm,
Oh, is that why you were both red the other day?
well, no, I don't think that Chloe saw it, or perhaps I don't. I'm not sure.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I don't really know what to do when it comes to because she's going to suggest that we read this book together, and I'm gonna have to pull out this book, and it's going to be bloody awkward, I think.
No, you just gotta laugh it off, Lord. I think it'd be quite funny. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Right. Well, if you pardon the pun, I hope she doesn't read into it too much.
Very good. Very good. Well, she's certainly doing well within the department. I think my inkling was right about her.
Yeah, from what I understand, she's about to make detective in under a week.
Yes. Well, I think I'll chalk that up to them making the process easier, and not that she's better than me or anything.
Right.
I have to keep my edge, Lord, is all I have left.
I didn't realise that the detectives of the department had a sort of competitive edge to them.
Well, it's all in good faith. We all work together, but it's always nice when you're the one that breaks the case, kind of thing.
Oh, right. Do you have like a tally on who's solved the most cases?
Well, I suppose internally, yeah, I could tell you that Edison Jones certainly wasn't happy when I was the one that brought in Hastings. And even then, it wasn't really me. It was Kate and Hooper or Cooper rather, and Leon. They caught the guy. Just asked the questions later. Took him over to Sisika with Kate. But that's a win for me, Lord. Don't go telling people that.
Yeah. Well, if anyone asks, I'll say you're at the top of the leaderboard.
As he should. But I think Keith is probably first at this point. I mean, he's closing in on this copycat of Roanoke, the whole ghost thing. So that'll be a big win once we bring him in.
Yeah, Keith's really good. I did a lot of early shifts with him, investigating certain things, and yeah, the way he's sort of able to piece bits and bobs together is quite something. He's also got the experience as well, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, he told me everything I know, really, about all this.
Yeah, he's a good chap.
I feel bad with this whole Prim thing. I mean, it doesn't seem like they've been talking much about what's happened, so...
Mm. And his brother's here as well, right? Isn't he a cadet?
Yes, I heard that his brother joined the program. I don't know how he's doing, though. I think, like Keith, he's on a different shift.
Yeah, I've not met him, I just heard about it.
What's his name? Ken? Ken Oath? Is that it?
I think so, yes. Yeah, hopefully we can get to the bottom of this and help Miss Prim figure it out.
Well, I mean, that's what's bothering me, Lord. I really don't think there is a bottom. You know, I mean, just taking myself out of the situation, it just looks like these people have been through a really traumatic series of events, and, well, they need medical help, Lord. They don't need our help. I mean, we've already made the arrest on Oriole, and if he's still operating, then we'll continue to ship him off to Sisika, but, well, there's not much we can do, really. Not in any real sense.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can put their minds at ease about some of it.
I hope so. Oh, hello, miss. Howdy.
Hi. You lads haven't seen the lady who is often behind this bar, have you?
We saw her very briefly, I think, earlier on. We're actually waiting for her as well.
Okay. Um, all right. Well, thanks anyway. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I
Madam,
thought that was her there.
Mm?
out of curiosity, have you been staying here on the island long?
I got here yesterday.
Oh, right. I don't suppose you ran into anybody called Prim or Atticus?
I don't think so. I did see a lot of people running around though. What do they look like?
Prim, no idea. But Atticus is just sort of a sort of average build, gentleman, brown hair, I think.
He got a beard?
I want to say no, but it's been a while since I've seen him last.
Okay. Well, there was a gent running around with kind of scraggly, you know, longish hair and a beard, but not. I don't know. I didn't get to chat to him, so I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's sort of into writing books and publishing and such. He works for the library on the mainland. If that rings
Oh,
any bells at all.
nah, sorry. I am much of a reader. I wish I was.
Right. All right, yes, sorry, I didn't want to keep you. We're just trying to sort of find a couple of people.
No, you're all right. Well, I hope that you find them.
Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate your
Yeah.
help. The name's Lucien, by the way, Lucien Lorde.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Ro.
Pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure.
All right, we won't keep you any longer. You can, I suppose you might be off to rummage up some lemons or something. It
So I'm
seems to be the
about to head
going
back.
thing.
Yeah, I'm heading back to the crossing.
All right, well, safe travels.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Good luck with your endeavours.
Yes, thank you. Good day.
Yeah.
Take care. Not sure I've heard of a row before.
I feel like I have, but I can't pinpoint where. Any other day, I would assume that I had my badge on. You know, when people sort of carefully watch their words, but who knows?
Always. She's back. just as I was getting comfy.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Rather warm today, isn't it?
Have a seat, Eli.
Yeah.
He bound.
Yes, yes, he is. Can I help you with something?
I suppose first, do we need to help him out, or
No, he'll be fine.
right?
And if he isn't, I guess he's not worthy. Isn't that right, Eli?
What's that?
Never mind.
Just enjoying the view.
All right. Well, I won't ask any questions. You know what goes on behind
Really?
closed doors, I suppose. Yes. Well, we're looking for somebody called Delilah.
Why?
We're just sort of looking for some individuals that we were hoping to see if perhaps you had any information on. Well, I suppose I should introduce myself. My apologies. My
I know
name's
who you are.
Lucien. Oh, right. You do?
I do. I don't
Oh.
know you, however.
I'm
Lee,
White Glass. It's nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well.
I'm so sorry. Have we met before? I meet so very many people.
No, not traditionally.
Have we met in an unorthodox matter then?
We passed each other in Saint Denis once.
Oh, right. Did I just sort of offer up my name?
No, we never spoke.
Oh, I
Good
see.
memory, I guess.
Yeah. Impressive. My apologies for not making note of yourself.
No need to apologize. Who are you looking for, gentlemen, and can I offer you a drink?
Well, I would
yes,
love a
we'll,
drink, yes.
Yeah, we'll take the drink. We're looking for a woman called Keziah Prim and a man named Atticus. Don't suppose you've seen them both in the last few days?
What do they look like?
Keziah's blonde. Should have her hair in a braid, but might have styled it differently. Not sure what they'd be wearing out here. And Atticus, sort of a regular build, brown hair.
Does he wear a cap?
I think he does, yeah. But again, not sure what he'd be wearing out here. Atticus is a rider, and I think Eli behind us told us that somebody was riding out here.
I believe the woman with the braid was one of the ones in the group that saw the jaguar about 2 nights ago. And the man with the dark hair and the hat, I saw him on the western side of the island. About 15, 16 hours ago.
Let's see. Well, I think we know that Prim has returned to the Croton at this point, but would you know if the rider is still around, Atticus?
No, I haven't seen him since, and I haven't heard anything. But Herbie might know more than me. Why are you looking for them?
Just a wellness check.
Mm.
Nothing
No.
too crazy.
Just enjoying the view. shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that to help me relieve myself.
Is that a wellness check in line with duty, or is this a personal endeavor?
Both, I suppose. I mean, we're not acting as law enforcement here. We are generally and genuinely concerned for them both. So
Oh, thank you, madam. How much do I owe you for that?
$3.
Delicious.
what's in that?
I think everything.
Christ.
Can I cuff him to the chair so we could sit there and drink?
I think she's focusing on making a drink right now.
Oh, well, I mean, she's got a mouth. She can answer. To
That
be
seems big
continued.
dive.
I've been all right. I've been all right. Well, not as interesting. There's been a lot of people coming by, though. I think you would enjoy quite a few of them. How are your friends, by the way? You still got troubles with that old lady? She's not threatening to kill your friends anymore?
Thank you.
There's a tradition here where you save the last sip and dump it over the edge, giving it back to the island. Good luck.
All right. I think Mr. Herbie over there wanted to know if you wanted your gentleman friend cuffed to the chair, by the way. Not sure if you heard him.
I didn't. How's the wound, Herbie?
Well, it's, we got him pressured up. He's wrapped up like King Tut. Do you mind if I let him sit? And I'll cuff him to the chair if he needs to be so we can have a drink.
That sounds great. Thank you.
All right. All right, let's just turn around, Bright Eyes.
Well, thanks for the information and the drink. It's a wonderful place you have here. Very unique and charming. Did you
Thank
open
you.
it yourself?
No, I did not. But I am the first bartender to serve here and operate it.
Oh, blimey, all right. Were you born here on the island?
No, I was not. Are you curious or are you detecting?
Oh, no, I'm entirely off duty. We're simply sort of trying to find these two individuals. We're more concerned with their, safety and such. But, yeah, beyond that, I'm certainly not here on behalf of the SCSD. Why? Should we be concerned? Are you on our most wanted list or something?
I doubt it.
You wouldn't believe how many times I have a very pleasant conversation with an individual and then they ride off out of town and I find out that they're a bloody serial killer or something.
Well, I guess you'll have fun looking it up when you get home.
Yeah, I think I did look you up once. I got a telegram from you a while back. You and another person about a death match. I thought it was junk mail. But it was a swindler trying to get me to send money off to some place called Guama that I'd never heard of. Get some tickets.
So you did receive it.
Yes, I and I sort of, I must admit, I sort of dismissed it out of hand for quite some time until discovering that it was a real thing, you know, a month or so later.
Did you regret not coming then?
No, not at all. I have absolutely no interest in entering a death match. I'm sure it was a very interesting and, you know, jovial affair, but I don't know if being hunted for sport is really my favourite thing to be doing in my time when I'm sort of doing that most of the time in my work capacity, you know.
It amazes me what your department ends up telling each other. It was not an invitation for a death match. We had some very dangerous wanted criminals on the island. It was an invitation for you to come and help us apprehend them before they killed anyone else.
Alright, well, can't imagine why I was singled out then.
Because I knew your cousin, and I wanted to see if you were anything like him.
You knew my cousin.
That's right.
In what capacity? Did he come here?
No, unfortunately, he never saw Guarma, to my knowledge.
Alright. Well, then how did you know him?
I don't think he and I can use words like friends, but we were close in a way.
Right. That's an unexpected turn out for the books, I suppose.
I thought you were his ghost when I saw you walking in Saint-Denis.
Right. I suppose that explains why you took me to memory then. Well, I'm, yes, I, can't say I really knew him too well, to be honest. So, yeah.
He was the most interesting person I think I've ever met, and I was very sad to hear he passed in such a brutal way.
Well, from what I understand, he did his own fair share of, brutal passings when it came to other people.
Mm.
But, yes, I suppose, you know, respect where it's due. I did very recently find out where he was buried and was able to, you know, pass on the family's last respects, but... do you know, I suppose, precisely when he died? And perhaps how?
They didn't tell you? The department, I mean? Do they not know?
There's admittedly very little.
Mm.
Perhaps he covered his tracks.
What did they tell you?
Well, I suppose, really the only things I know about him is that, he was involved in 3 gangs of note. The one that he came from England with. an individual Hawk and a Charlie, perhaps, travelled with him here.
Charlie works with me on occasion, and I know Hawk.
Ah, so Charlie's still alive.
Yes.
Hmm.
He is also pretty upset about your cousin's passing.
Right. From what I understand, he joined another group known as the Dead End Kids, who are in part still functioning as under a different moniker.
A
However.
skeleton, maybe.
Right. From what I know, the original members of the group have all passed, aside from their leader, Eastwick. He's still operating on the mainland. And then he was with a group known as the Red Water Company, or Summers Gang. And it was to them that I believe he lost his life. An individual that's also still moving about. So I shan't name the chap, out of respect.
Respect.
Well, from what I understand, he's turned his life around.
I have the date, the name, which apparently you already have, and the how. What would you like to trade? If anything.
Trade? Well, don't really have much. Got a piece of stale bread.
How about a recipe?
A recipe.
Yes.
Like banana bread?
Like, what does it take to get you angry?
Well, I suppose, I suppose that depends on your definition of angry. Are we talking out of my mind, raging, kicking things and punching walls and throwing bottles, or, you know,
Yes.
angry in my heart?
What's the difference?
Well, I spend quite a lot of my time angry, if I'm honest. In my line of work, I see endless injustices, and even the most trivial of them upsets me, to be honest. There are plenty of people that will laugh it off and kick back and enjoy themselves, and frankly, I don't find it to be an enjoyable matter. You know, everybody robbing everyone and other people sort of claim that it's, you know, business, or it's something they need to do, and that they didn't hurt anyone. But I think drawing a pistol on someone hurts a lot of people, and I think people can be hurt in more ways than physical. So frankly, I get angry almost every single day. But I have a sense of control. And a great deal of it. I had to learn that growing up.
Mm.
So to get me to start tearing a place up and, I suppose, for want of a better phrase, losing control, it would take a great deal more. Does that suffice as an answer?
A great deal more like what? An example would be wonderful.
Well, I
A
suppose
dead
if
loved one.
yes, I suppose if somebody were to take someone that I know and cared about and harm them in some way, might
Mm.
cause me to lose my cool.
Mm.
If you're asking me if I'm anything like my cousin, then the answer is no.
I can see that.
He was... Well, the last time I saw him, he was covered in blood and screaming, being dragged through the halls of a police station. And that, I think, was a worthy final memory, based on the things that I've heard that he got up to.
Your cousin had a lot to scream about.
Also, he says.
You find yourself angry every day. Is it so hard to believe that the world gave him a lot to scream about?
I think the world gave him a lot to scream about. I don't know if it gives him the right to make the world scream in return.
Mm. He died on the 13th of June, 1902. And he was murdered by his fellow gangmate, Coho. Hawk did nothing to stop it.
Is there a reason that Hawk should have done something to stop it?
They were very, very close.
Right.
He trusted her. And I believe you're wrong on a few things.
All right.
Coho has most certainly not turned his life around. And I think you're more like your cousin than you think.
Good luck. Right?
That's right. Your drink was called Cursebreaker, given to those in chain. And yours, Wade, I think you said it was.
Yes.
Nocturnal
That's right.
Night.
What's that
Paragon of
supposed
the
to mean?
Plagued.
God damn it. Misspelled Riley.
It was very, very nice to meet you, gentlemen.
Yes, a pleasure. Thank you for the drink and the enlightening conversation.
You're welcome anytime.
I shall certainly come back.
Will you?
I don't see why I wouldn't, unless you're suggesting I'm not welcome.
No, I said you're welcome anytime.
All right.
I hope you find who you're looking for.
Yes, perhaps we should get back to it.
I guess so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When next we meet again. perhaps we'll depart. Thank you again, Mr. Herbie, for the
Well,
tour.
Yeah, of course. You guys heading
Mr.
out?
Blair. Yes, I believe so.
All right, then. Pleasure.
Yes.
Fair
See you later, grass.
Yeah, see you later.
You guys can find your way back down, all right?
That way.
You got it. If you go that way, you can get down pretty quick. If you go that way, there's kind of a ladder and stuff, but you can get to the trading post if you want to grab some stuff.
All right. Thank you very much.
You got it. Nice to meet you guys. Let me know. I'm in room 1A if you need anything. Back at the hotel.
All right.
What's this?
I'll take this for you.
What's this? That better not be. Don't give me any fucking money. Get the fuck out of here. I got piles of gold in my room. I don't need your
for the
$75.
drinks,
I
of course.
appreciate it. Here.
Thank you.
I'm so annoyed. I'm giving you something.
No, I don't need
it's not
anything
money.
from you, sir.
It's not money. What am I crazy to give away my money? Come here.
I
This
guess.
is, and here's one for your friend too. This is it's my own brand of Guaman rum. It's called Sudor Caliente.
I see.
Enjoy it. It's very powerful stuff. It's made from the sugar cane here. Sweet rum.
You've
me
been
money. I'm a
very
fucking
generous.
diplomat.
Yes.
I never thought I'd be upset about someone giving me money. I don't know what's become of me. I need a drink.
All right. Okay. Good day.
Yes.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Are you going to die, Eli? Or can you hang
Not
out?
yet.
The hell was that?
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
I
one
sort
word
of,
for it.
Sort of got you caught up in a separate thing there.
No, it's fine. I mean, I wasn't expecting you to get answers to something you've been looking for so long in a place like this.
Right. Neither was I. I think at one point Clementine had made contact with that individual back there, Delilah.
I see.
And she perhaps had some information. I suppose that was it, but maybe she has more. It's not something that I'm desperate for or anything like that. I suppose I'm curious as to what happened to my cousin. But he and I were not close. We're not friends or anything like that. Where do we go? This way?
Well, we need to get off the mountain, so left here, I guess.
But he
And,
used to run amok, with the gangs that I noted there. Violent
Yes.
acts. And he was wanted for all sorts of things in London, creating all sorts of horrible concoctions and injuring folks, getting into fights and kidnapping, hostage taking, same sort of things as you might expect out here. But in London, he was very fond of knives, from what I understand. And all of this information I managed to dredge up from the Met. I had a couple of months there before they removed me from the program for a few years. I was too young when I first applied.
Right.
There was one evening I was in there quite late with another chap. We had some paperwork training that we were about to do, and they drag in, of course, my cousin, and he and I look quite similar. We did when we were younger, and it seems we still do. A few people have noted it since coming here. But he was sort of covered in blood. Some of it his own, probably the rest of it not. His hair was matted to his face. His eyes were spinning around. He saw me, but he didn't seem to recognize me. There were 4 policemen wrangling him like a wild animal. And they dragged him into a cell, and that was the last I ever saw of him. But Well, because they dragged in a chap that looked exactly like me, they then questioned who I was and then figured out that I was, in fact, only 17 at the time, which was too young to apply. That was actually how I ended up being removed from the program in the Met for 3 years, and then my father passed, and then my mother passed, and that was the last of the Lords, apart from Rufus. So I came here with the intent to sort of find him in the hopes that perhaps he'd turned his life around or something, you know, figured it out. We all make mistakes when we're younger. I was hoping that perhaps it was just something like that, but I mean, he was troubled, and I mean, you know, sort of dark behind the eyes, troubled. I didn't really understand it as a young teenager, but, you know, I think sort of somewhere deep down I knew. Spoke to himself in the night and kind of would vanish, come back battered and hungry and, yeah, crazed. Either way, it actually does seem as though he did sort of make something of himself when he came here. Bizarrely enough, he seemed to have a lot of acquaintances, and, you know, they all say the same kind of thing as she did, you know, that they weren't really friends, but they were something. I mean, Miss Blackwell's one of them. So it was not just your sort of grey area types like the witch back there, and not just the criminal element like Eastwick, but it seems as if, you know, there were good, decent folk that somehow got along with him as well. So it's very interesting to come in at this late stage and find out that in fact he'd had this kind of almost somewhat fulfilling few years here or something. Rather bizarre. I kind of thought that I'd show up here and he'd either have, you know, a beautiful wife and a baby and a, you know, a place on a ranch or something, or he'd be, you know, in the dingiest, darkest cell in Sisika, but yeah, I don't know what to make of it all. Still, you know, he was a rough chap, and I can't imagine, despite what she thinks, that we are really anything alike. But I found his grave recently with the help of CJ, of all people. Paid
Yeah,
my
I remember
respects
you
and,
telling me about that, yeah.
yeah. Well, I gave him some thanks, to be honest. You know, if it wasn't for him, I would never have come here. And honestly, since coming here, I feel like I've had a bit more purpose and direction in life than I've ever had. So, you know, for whatever he was, I thanked him for that, at least. And then I made a promise to turn our name around. Maybe bring something better to the Lorde name. You know, he wasn't too dissimilar to a lot of the members of my family. I think he was particularly violent, whereas the rest of my family were addicts and drunks. Rufus's father was quite well off. A businessman. But they died in a fire when he was a boy. I never met them. That's still sort of nattering your ear off. I think that drink went to my head.
Well, it's interesting to learn about. I mean, you don't really talk about it much, so.
No, I don't know if the word is ashamed. It's just that I don't want to, I suppose I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. Even though most people do anyway. They think I'm posh and I was brought up with money and, you know, had a nice silver spoon in my mouth or something. But, you know, the wrong idea on the other hand, if they know that, you know, my family were rough and tumble types like Rufus, then I don't know. I'd rather they get to know me as the man that I am rather than those that came before.
Yes, well, anytime you introduce yourself, it seems like there's always somebody who remembers Rufus.
Yes, some people do. some people don't. Depends who I run into, you know. Stone, McGregor, they had some terrible run-ins with him. And there's people like Miss Blackwell, Delilah back there, seem to sort of remember him somewhat fondly. Even Clementine, in a way. Then there's Eastwick. He told me that I should be ashamed and my cousin would be disgusted by blah 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 wearing a badge. You know, usual Eastwick posturing and such.
He told you that?
Yes. One of the first times I met him.
Don't think you've ever told me that before.
Yeah, it was, I think I'd very freshly got the badge, so it was probably back in November. It was just myself and I think it was Abner. And if he ever finds out, please God, don't tell him. It might have been Graves, but my memory escapes me. I believe it was Abner with me in the office. And the Dead End Gang rode into town and sort of pulled guns on the office, and the two of us went out and had a conversation with them, and that was when Eastwick gave me an earful about being, I should be ashamed of, that I'm wearing the badge, and my cousin was a good chap, and they were close friends and such. I told him I wasn't interested in really any of that, and that I didn't really know my cousin, and that I'm glad that he had friends. That's what I told him. And, then they postured as they usually do, and then they rode out of town. Weirdly enough, and I do think it was Abner, but I can't remember. He said it was odd that most people kind of lose their cool when they're around Eastwick, and that I kept my cool in that situation. But again, I've been sort of dealing with people like that my whole life. They misunderstand me and misjudge me, and I had to fight quite a lot on the streets of London.
Well, for what it's worth, I reckon you have turned your family name around.
Oh, is this what he gave you up there?
Yeah.
Oh, cheers. And, yes, I'm doing my best. I wouldn't mind, maybe one day restarting the, Lorde family lineage and, breaking away from the, so-called Lorde curse. It's funny, the drink she gave me was called a curse breaker, of all things. I wonder if she knew.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what she said about mine. I think she said what does she call it? The nocturnal night? Paragon of the something.
It was a bloody long name.
It was. Paragon of the Ild or something.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an interesting person. I can't quite tell whether she's, one of these people that we find out that they're incredibly wanted when we get back, or whether it's more just that she's, kind of spooky.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But she's got a look about her, and a way about her. I don't know if I'd be comfortable being alone in a room with her,
I know. That was pretty fucking horrible. I don't know why I took that from him.
Yeah, I don't really drink a lot, to be honest. I figured this is a special occasion, but after seeing my parents go through what they went, and both of them met a pretty grisly end thanks to booze and opiates. It never really appealed to me too much.
Yeah, I guess everything in moderation, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the approach I'll take, I think. I suppose unless everything goes truly awful for me and I lose a leg and end up sitting in the back of the office at 65, drinking my woes away after all of the endless monologues that I've had to sit through from these people. I must say, the shooting and the stabbing and everything, of course, is absolutely awful, but for me it's really the monologuing that I can't take.
Yeah, I think when it comes to a lot of these people, they've been meaning to say what's been on their mind for years. And so when they finally reach this point, it just sort of comes out.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to justify their actions, that's all. They think that a little context, based on some sort of, terrible upbringing or awful situation that has occurred to them, and only them, because only they are tortured in this life. I think if they posture and monologue, they think it provides context to alleviate their guilt.
No, well, I don't mind if they're talking. It's better than shooting, I guess.
Don't really fancy making that boat trip again.
No,
Lorde says after he monologued for 30
nice to be
minutes.
back in a regular
He
climate,
was
to be
drunk.
honest.
That's why I did that. He was drinking. He's
That
tipsy
heat
as
is
fuck.
something else.
Well, let's see how awful everything is while we've been
Oh,
away without the
is
supervision.
there somebody on the tracks?
Oh, bloody
What
hell.
is that?
Oh, it's a cat.
Oh, Christ. Poor bastard. Can't leave him here like this.
Is there a mortician in town?
There might be. I think they come and go. I'll just leave him behind the office. Could you just keep an eye out on the other guards? They might get the wrong idea here.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Poor man. I think I'll just head back to the city, put my head down. I'm traveling a while.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. Right. See where my horse got to.
Might have gone back to the stables, maybe. Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, they are.
Well, it was I suppose not a particularly forthcoming investigation, but a worthy trip. The island itself is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, if nothing else, we got to see the island again and took a little bit of respite. I think it's what we needed, but
Yeah.
I think it
nice
could
to
have
get
gone a lot
away.
worse. We figured out a lot. At least we know that Prim and Atticus were there when they said they weren't going to be. Well, Atticus said he was going to be there, but Prim certainly not.
Yeah, I get the sense that Atticus might still be there. At least Prim might be back.
Well, Miss Blackwell did say that Atticus would be coming back today, so
Right.
he's either still there or he's already
Maybe
back.
they came back together.
Maybe.
I get the sense we just missed them.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Do they usually frequent Blackwater?
Yes. I think so, yes.
I mean, I could take a mosey over there and poke my nose in and see if anything. Go that way, this way.
Sorry. Yeah.
And see if they're
Yeah.
around there if you want, but I don't know if it's really that useful without you present.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, well, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'll just pick it back up in the morning or something. But yeah, I just want to see Gwen, so I'll be heading back home.
All right. I'm quite sad their function has been cancelled. I was very curious to find out which one of them was the evil twin.
Yes, well, I think they'll be doing it later, but yeah, they're both not feeling too well, so those fuckers, man, the breakers, stupid kids with guns.
Yeah, it seems it's quite hard not to react emotionally when you see someone that you care for being injured by one of these groups, and trying to keep a cool head in that situation is significantly more difficult when you have a vested interest in the person on the other end of the blade.
Yeah, it is strange how, well, I don't know about you, but you can see a whole group of people gunned down and it doesn't hit you as hard as, you know, just one person that you might know just that bit more, even though that group all have lives and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like seeing it, but yeah. There's been a couple of times when I've been significantly more concerned for, someone. Trying to figure out how to navigate that without taking it personally or abusing my position.
Yeah. I can tell you, as long as I've been with Gwen, I haven't figured it out. I don't think I ever will.
I suppose the thin line between justice and vengeance, though.
Yeah.
At least we have the
I
law
try
on
not
our
to
side.
think about it. Yes, I guess that's the only thing that brings me comfort is that, you know, that we're on the right side for the most part. Christ,
they're
these fucking
everywhere.
snakes. Yeah, we have people at our back. There's more of them than there is of us. So,
Well, it was a good trip. The old dream team back together for one last investigation.
I don't say one last investigation, Lord.
Yeah, I just wanted it to sound like interesting, like it was a novel or something, you know?
All right.
Like we were a dynamic duo in one of these action strips.
I see. Well, couldn't ask for someone better to go with.
Well, I'm sure if we pinned a badge on Gwen, you'd change your mind.
No, even then. I don't think I'd put her in danger like that. Now you, on the other hand.
Yeah, alright. Panther bait.
Exactly. You were my gibbon bait the whole time.
Oh yeah, the bloody gibbons. I'm sort of equal parts curious and terrified to find out what they are and what they look like.
Well, let's hope we don't have to find out. Oh, sorry. Oh, I guess we can both use this.
Yeah, the horses can have a little smooch.
I was gonna say something then, but I think I'll pass.
Why? Why doors, why? Never had so much fun. What's happening? How we, how's it looking?
I don't think there's much going on. A couple patrols, that's about it.
10-ton broke out Duncan.
Oh, well, I didn't see that. I guess shit is going on.
Possible Del Lobo assistance. That sounds like a bloody recipe for disaster.
Well, it's a good thing that we're off duty. I see Prim is currently on duty. Strange.
Oh, really?
Yes. Wonder where she is. Wondering if it's
See if
worth
there's a-
speaking to her.
You might not get a better chance, but I mean, if you're tired, you're tired.
Might be worth just seeing if she's alright.
One last job.
Yeah, one last job. She was in Rhodes not too long ago. You up to go to Rhodes?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll get the door for you if you're having trouble.
I spent too much time in the wilds of Guarma. I don't know how it works anymore.
Hopefully we can get you.
One last job. This is what Perma's glass. Could you imagine if something happened now? So is she cleared for working?
Who knows? I mean, she must be if she's clocked in and working there in Rhodes, but she's senior medical, so, well, I mean, she might be lying at this point. She's lying to Keith, so who knows?
Seems quite the dangerous position to be in if you're being attended to by someone who might at any moment sort of have a reaction or one of these seizures, and feel like people should know in the medical department.
Yeah.
Are we going in with badges on or off for this?
Well,
I don't know how
it's not
delicate
like we're
the,
going to be chasing her or anything, Lord. Just pull her aside for a chat.
Yeah, I just sometimes I don't know if you know, it's we sort of need to make it clear that it's not a personal call sometimes, but it's sort of, I just feel like it might be a delicate situation, you know.
Well, I'm friendly with Prim. I mean, I don't think she'll take it the wrong way or anything.
Okay.
Watch out for that cat. I think she's still in there.
Probably any person in the crossing. I've seen other people riding around looking for Taylor too. I keep seeing them running up to the door in Strawberry and Beverly Hills. Since I got back.
Excuse me. Hello.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
howdy.
How are you both?
Is there a
Oh,
fucking
pretty good yourself.
ghost
well.
standing there?
Yes, good. I was wondering whether we could speak to you, Prim, if you had the time.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Would you mind just coming around back with us? Somewhere
Are you
more
gonna shoot
private.
me?
Yes, I'm gonna
You
shoot you.
sort of make
All
this
right,
sound as
I ain't got the
menacing as you
rabies.
possibly could.
We won't be long, gentlemen. Sorry.
I must say, you did make that sound absolutely terrifying.
Is my concerned voice that threatening?
Well, that was your concern, was?
Uh,
Hi,
yes,
howdy.
it was.
I should introduce myself, by the way. I'm Lucien, Lorde. I'm not sure if we've met. We may have done.
I think I met you in Asburg earlier.
Ah, was that you?
Yeah, I just gotten back into town.
Glass. Take the badge off
Oh,
me.
you could have mentioned that, Lord.
Well,
I did say blonde hair in a braid.
I cannot believe that we just travelled all the way over to Guarma, and the person we were looking for was
Oh,
in the telegram
goodness.
station.
Wait, you saw her before we went?
Glass, I saw her in Annesburg.
Yes, before we went or
Yes.
after?
Before we left.
Well, now I feel kind of terrible. I had no idea y'all were looking for me. Nobody had telegrammed me.
Take the badge off me now.
Did you at least get some lemons?
No, we didn't get any lemons. Well, I guess we had to look for
I had no
Atticus
idea.
as well, so the trip wasn't wasted. But I suppose
Well,
we wouldn't
he
have
is
had to go.
still there, but he'll be back tonight.
Okay, yeah, that's what we figured. I'm just gonna tell you why we were looking for you, Prim, and I guess you can respond however you want. I've been working a case internally regarding what happened to Imogen Blackwell and Atticus in the swamp, regarding the Devil of Lemoyne, or whatever title they go by.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we arrested Oriel, the devil, shortly after that event took place. But
Yeah, I heard that.
well, yeah. Well, as far as I make it, looking at everything I've seen so far and what Miss Blackwell has showed me, everybody involved is still suffering pretty terribly. And she told me that you and Atticus went to the bayou, and once you got there, you started having seizures.
Yeah, we walked through the swamp and he told me the story. It was on a day when he was having a bad time with his girlfriend, and I thought maybe if we went, we could face down what was bothering him a little, and it'd be something he could do, take some control back. And my colleagues are staring at us out the window. And we walked all through, and he told me everything that happened. How I think he said he met the fella on a canoe or something, and then they'd end up going back to is it LaGras?
Right. On the
And
K, I guess.
oh, maybe it's LaCay. And I don't know the swamp too good, to be honest. And he took me into the devil's house, as he called it, and he showed me the hole in the floor, and there were scratches around it, and there was fresh blood on the trees. We were in there a little while, and somebody rode in to the camp, and then they rode out again. I guess maybe a moonshine delivery or something shady. Atticus didn't seem to know him. And then we were walking out of there, heading towards Tiny Church. And he was just telling me how Domino had been attacked by a panther defending Imogen, and he were having a hard time walking, and that's, I guess, when I had a seizure. We were nearly out of the swamp. It was nearly all over. And Atticus, he carried me out to the road, and he told me that he got me on my horse and got us down in Sandy office, and I guess Bella and I think it was Emmett were there. And then I had another seizure in the office, they told me. And then I got taken from Sandy out to Blackwater, and I had a fever. And later that night, Atticus got attacked by Ani, who'd been there with them in the swamp. You knew that?
I knew that, yes.
And it was funny because when we were walking through the swamp and talking about Domino, he said how Ani had disappeared, and he was mimicking how they called out Ani, Ani, Ani. And later he said, well, maybe I summoned her. Because I don't know how, when he just stepped out for fresh air for a few minutes, she were right there with some gang and a machete. And then he got carried in by local doctors. And then he were awake a little that night, but then he fell into fever, and then he were out of it for days. I think he woke up Good Friday. And then either Friday or Saturday, he got this ominous telegram from the ranger. I don't know if y'all know about that. I telegrammed under Sheriff Vargas about it because I didn't want it in general paperwork. Because, it's a conspiracy to commit murder, and there were some pretty serious threats involved. Because while Atticus were out of things, Harriet got killed by Sif. And I think Indigo were the other one there. Juliet knows more about that. I only know what people told me about it. Some people's blaming Atticus for it all, and I don't see how it's his fault. He were in a bed unconscious the whole time. And then this ranger, he went to Atticus and said, I think our goals are the same. Meet me alone at Wallace. And then they met. And then the ranger made it clear that he wanted there to be two bodies. And that he were seeking some kind of justice, and not the lawful kind. And that Atticus were going to help. And then I found out that ranger had gone to get some some sleep medicine to help him sleep because he'd been awake 30 hours. He went to one of the senior medics about it, but he didn't end up getting any. And then he went to one of the other medics and tried to get some off the books. And I was starting to think that maybe he were trying to get it so he could get his revenge. You know, drugging two people is an easy way to control them. But we put in reports about that. And then Atticus just wanted to get away because it was all a lot. You know, he woke up to find out his girlfriend's dead. And he's injured and he's had 2 surgeries and there's these people after him. And so I put in the report to Vargas and y'all, and then went over to Guarma, and then I came back for a little bit, and then I had to leave state for a little while. Not related. But there's been a lot going on. And a lot of it is very awful, spooky coincidence.
So why did you go to Guarma with Atticus recently?
Well, it were because of that Sal, the ranger. He were threatening Atticus if he weren't involved in what he had planned, or if he told anybody something were going to happen. So Atticus just wanted to get away. And Guarma seemed the furthest place away and hard to follow. He's just been writing out there. He's working on this book, Lonely Mountain. It's about a hero fighting magic and evil.
Do you, how did Atticus seem when you were with him in Guarma? Was he in good spirits, or? I can't imagine he was with everything, but what did you get from him? What kind of sense was he in?
He's still trying to deal with it all. A lot of it don't seem real because he weren't awake for it. You know, he wakes up and he's told his girlfriend's dead. He's never going to see her body. He's never going to really know other than what he gets told. And, you know, all these nasty things are happening in his life. He's scared that when Sal telegrammed him that he thought about it, but I think that's a pretty normal thing to do. And the fact that he knew it weren't the right thing to do and that it worried him, I think that's a good sign. I think it's real hard for him. I think the only person he's a danger to is himself, to be honest, because he gets stuck in his own head. It's a lot of things to deal with all at once, a lot of grief, a lot of physical pain.
Yes, it is. How have you been feeling since you and Atticus went to the bayou?
Well, from what Dr. Bella told me, what happened could have happened at any time, and I was pretty lucky that it happened so close to Saint Denis when there were doctors there. And I've since had, I think, a further 2 seizures. But they're getting less, and I ain't been as headachy. And like I said, I were out of state a little whiles.
Was it for that?
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't had any since?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not since, I think it were a Wednesday in Blackwater Medical Office. Dr. A.B. was there, Dr. Fallon, maybe Dr. Bella too.
How have you been sleeping since your visit to the bayou?
Not the best. I had a lot on my mind. I don't think that man's the devil. That's what you're getting at. I do think there's some very bad things that went on there. And I do think there's an evil in the county that slides into people's minds around these things. Stirs anger in them. Stirs violence, and we got a lot of violence in this county. You know that's why I don't carry a gun. I'm a great hunter. I'm a good shot. But I ain't carrying a gun because people always say, well, it's for self-defense. I said, I ain't willing to point it at nobody because I ain't willing to kill nobody. I ain't willing to shoot nobody. I ain't willing to harm nobody. I won't even carry a knife Because there's too much of it in this county. There's too much of that violence.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Atticus was the one that helped me with the lantern vigil we're doing tomorrow. Gonna shine a light. Do something. Give survivors a chance to do something that isn't raise a fist or be angry. Just remember what they've survived. Gonna give people who've lost things some hope and something to do that ain't just waiting around. I know it's a silly gesture, really, but I'm tired of people feeling helpless and their only option seeming to be doing more harm. We need to remember there is good too, and that good can do good things.
Yeah, you're right.
What are you worried
I'm
about,
glad.
Wade? You
I
worried
don't
about
think
Atticus?
Atticus is. Well, I don't think anybody's doing too well right now. But Miss Blackwell is suffering greatly. She hasn't slept for God knows how long. She thinks that there's only one way out of all of this after what's happened to her in the bayou. And I think Atticus feels the same. Miss Blackwell showed me some of the things he's been writing about.
You
And I
mean
think
his
he's
fever
losing
book?
his mind. No, he.
The Devil in the Bayou, I know he's written, and I've read that. And then he
Yes.
wrote something while he was sleepwalking.
Is that where he talks about Ani near the end?
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't trouble you?
I don't believe he would do something to her.
No, neither do
I
I.
think we all think about things, and sometimes when those thoughts get spoken aloud, it's scary, and that's a step closer, right? And when those thoughts are written down and they're scrambled with fever dreams. But I mean, look at his actions. He ain't done nothing to go after her. And someone came to him and said, "Hey, what about these two people? You want to go after them?" He was just scared. He didn't want to tell me because he was scared that I was going to get hurt again because of him. He's just tired. And I
I
think
can imagine.
when you go through these horrible things, I mean, think the things you've seen, Wade. You imagine if you put down some of them things on paper, how awful that would look. How it would look like you were losing your mind. If I put down half the agony that I have seen in a medical office, how I think about the blood that covers my clothes at the end of the day, how I think about the violence that is done to the people around me, I'd probably look insane too. And maybe he is a little bit broken. I don't think he's going after her. I think he's going in entirely the opposite direction as much as he can. Because he's done with it and he don't want more people dragged into it. He don't want more people killed and hurt and maimed and twisted. Because who would want to watch that for their friends, especially knowing what Imogen's going through? Knowing what Alonzo had to go through and Pat's, just seeing him that way.
Prim, I agree with you. You know, I don't think Atticus is going after anybody, but what I do believe is this is eating them both up inside, and soon there's going to be nothing left of them both. And I don't know what to do about that.
Atticus agreed to talk to Birdie or a counselor. And we're also going to go see Dr. Bella because, she does spiritual things too. She knows a lot about curses. But he needed a break. He needed some time to deal with the fact that his girlfriend's dead, his brother's in town, and his brother broke news that his father's dead. That I had a seizure in front of him and he thought that was his fault. That he thought because he took me to that place, that's why that happened. That he thought I was going to die.
So you two going out there, it wasn't to look into this more, it wasn't to try and get answers about what happened in the bayou.
No, Atticus told me that he thought that the fellow wearing Siska, and I asked him, "Do you want to go down there and show me? Do you want to go down there and see if there's still evil there?" And when we got there, there was no one around. So I thought, we'll keep an eye out for the panther. We'll just look around. And I did see signs of people being there, and I told people as soon as I could. I asked Keith, "Can you go down and patrol it with some people? Because there's signs of people being hurt there. There were bloody handprints on the trees and scratches in the floor." And some of the doctors asked, did I smell anything? Because the guy had been using some kind of something, I guess. I didn't smell nothing, but I were in his house a while, and if something were burning in there, I could have inhaled it. I don't know, but I don't think that caused my seizure. But I can see how that looks to Atticus.
I see. But Guarma specifically, that was just to get away. Wasn't a look for anything.
No, I mean, apart from lemons, which I got finally.
Right.
Wow, what's in Gorma?
Well, that's what we were wondering. Miss Blackwell had the impression that you two went off there to go looking for answers, and that Ani might have followed you over. And
I didn't see her.
no, I didn't think you would. But
No, we just went
coming
to get
off
away.
the back of
That first time was with his brother, just to get away. Just for some space, I took him down to the beach. There's these beautiful docks down there with beds on and all these vines growing all over it. I wanted to show him somewhere sunny, somewhere away from it all. And then we came back, and that was the night that Sylvie were taken. And I stuck around, and he decided he was going to go back and explore some more. There weren't no sinister extra motive, and as far as I know, he only told a few people he were going.
yeah,
And
I
we
heard.
only met a few people while we were there. We ran into Cece, I think they said their name was, and a couple of people from Coulter. And we saw the Black Panther. That was scary and terrifying. That thing's real big. And it just came out of the jungle and started chasing the donkeys. And then today, I ran into Herbie. No, yesterday I ran into Herbie. Herbie and Dr. Wilson, I think she said her name were, and some other fella. Today I ran into a guy named Elon. Oh my goodness, what was his last name?
Eli Blair.
That's right, Eli Blair. That's the fella. He's on Gormer at the moment.
Yeah, we ran into him too.
Oh, and Ronald McMuffin was there yesterday. He was hunting, and then he had to come back here because he wanted some wheat for cooking or something.
All right. I guess.
I did hear some things about Lamardre, I think they said the name was, and some kind of lights in the forest. But I was the only one there when I heard that, and that was yesterday.
Yeah, that's just a cultural thing on the island.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then, Prim, that I guess I just got the wrong impression after reading Atticus's writings and listening to Imogen for 2 hours.
Imogen means well, but she's very dramatic.
Don't say that. That woman's hurting, Prim. She needs help.
No, I agree. But also, I was there when Peepaw died. And I'm just saying the way she expresses herself is very big. And she tells a very big story. And it's an important story, but I'm just saying, grain of salt. Did that mean she's not hurting?
Boom, roasted.
And it does sound like she needs help. People gotta sleep. And these people are being tormented by whatever happened in the swamp. I mean, Domino's dead, so he ain't been tormented no more. I heard Ani got dragged 2 miles from from Armadillo to Blackwater. That's the last I heard about her. So she ain't having a good time wherever she is.
Yeah.
Imogen had Atticus in disguise, running around scared for a little while. What is it with people and using binoculars on other folks in town? Just come on over and say hi. It's rude.
They do love to peep.
Mm-hmm. Peeping Toms.
Well,
What would
that's all I
you
wanted to know.
What would you like me to do about Imogen? Would you like me to talk to the senior medics and see if we can get her some counseling?
I assume it's that Domino, but I thought he was dead. Am I
No,
crazy?
that
Is
should
that
come
something
from
she
her.
wants?
No, I don't want you to do anything. I'll speak to her.
Like I said, Atticus should be back tonight. I'm sure if you wanted to talk to him, you could just send him a telegram.
Now I guess I can reach out. Well, I'll need to.
I mean, it's better to hear his words, right?
Yes,
He's
it
the
will
one
be.
going through it.
All right. Well, unless you had anything, Lord, that's all I wanted to ask you, Prim.
No, I mean, it's nice to formally meet you, at least.
Yeah, I'm sorry y'all went all the way to Gorma.
Well, it's entirely my fault, really.
Well, you can't assume every blonde is me. That gets you in trouble in this county.
I'll be honest with you. I think it wasn't even the fact that you were blonde. I simply do not believe that anybody that uses the Annesburg telegram station is anything less than a bloody murderer of some sort. So I just sort of presumed that you couldn't possibly be the person we were looking for, because why would you be using the Annesburg telegram office alone with all the spies of Van Horn?
I use that telegram office whenever I'm in Asburg.
I mean, so do I. That's why I'm incredibly
Are you
wrong.
a spy of Van Horn?
I guess so. I am now.
I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of think you were a criminal when you spoke to me, and I was just real glad that you didn't rob me.
Yeah, same.
I've never been robbed though. I've been used as a hostage a couple times.
Yeah, admittedly, I've never really sort of heard of too many robbings and hostage taking from there. But I do, most of the time, if I don't recognize the person in there, they jump on a horse and scarper off, and then, several minutes later, there's some sort of incident nearby. So, yeah, I didn't really put two and two together. I also just sort of didn't assume that you would be in there. You know, it was kind of the last
Yeah, that
thing
would be
on
a
my
weird
mind.
coincidence.
Right, yeah. But next time, I shall ask absolutely everyone if they happen to be the person I'm looking for. Because now I know it's possible, and I shouldn't trust my instincts ever again.
I'm trying to think what I was wearing because I gotten changed since then. I don't think I was wearing anything that was particularly outlawy.
No, I don't think so either, but you never know.
Yeah, I was wearing a light shirt and pants.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll get me next time.
Maybe. I mean, I'm probably out of a job now, so I might be seeing if I can find some work in Van Horn anyway.
You ever thought about joining the medical department?
Oh, I'm terrible at it.
Well, that's okay. So am I.
Yeah, I can sort of vaguely pack a wound, but even that I sort of think is not, the best.
Well,
Right.
I have some good news for you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm running a triage class. You should come along.
Yeah, I might just do that. Although I might be the worst student you'll ever undertake. I've tried several times to get good at such things, but I am abysmally bad when it comes to
Are you squeamish?
matters of the body. Not really, no.
Clumsy?
There's just something. I think I just have a sort of fundamental misunderstanding of how the body works. I think that might be what it is.
Inside, stay inside.
Yeah, I can kind of just sort of jam
Extra
things
things
in, but I
generally
think,
not good.
yeah, I think maybe it takes a more delicate hand than I have. I'm not sure.
What do you think, Wade?
What about inside staying inside? That sounds like a good idea.
I think.
Yeah,
Wade
you
just,
should work on that.
I think he just wants to go to bed. We've been travelling all afternoon.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault at all. We had other business to attend. We were looking for Atticus as well. Plus, I got
I
to
do
see
think
the
the
island.
gang just went out to
so-
Gorman today.
I rather enjoy. I'm sort of glad still that I, you know, in the most unprofessional way, was unable to identify you because I got to see the island. What's this?
Bounty from the island.
Thank you so much. I shall see if I can find something in offer next time I see you. Got nothing
Sounds like
of
a
worth
deal.
on me. Unless you want some cold hard cash for these lemons.
Mm-mm. Thank you.
Alright, well I think we shouldn't keep you any longer.
Yeah, I think you need to go tuck Wade in. Or he turns
Yeah.
into a pumpkin.
Thank you, Prim.
Yeah,
You're
pleasure to meet
welcome.
you. Thank you.
It was nice to meet you too.
All in the right spot. Looks like they are.
You fill this up as well, just in case.
All right, perfect. You are all set. I will, once we're out of the office, I can give you your
Oh,
number.
bloody hell. She was in the telegram station. I can't believe it.
It's good that we went over there. I'm not concerned about that.
No, I'm just blown away. To be honest, at the coincidence of it. Alright, are you off? I think I'm gonna go and put my head down as well.
Yeah, I'm just heading back to the city.
Alright. Well, it was good travelling with you.
Yeah, thank you, Lord. I appreciate the assist on all that.
Yeah, I think, you know, continue to, if I'm about, grab me if you're going to look into more of this stuff. Just, you know, I can just sort of follow you about, but at least it's another set of hands or another gun if you need it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. I'll
Well,
see you
rest
tomorrow.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and check my telegram and pray to God I don't get fucking kidnapped. Really, I should have just gone to Saint Denis with him so that I could check telegrams in Saint Denis because it's significantly less dangerous. The beach episode, yeah. It was good though. I actually really enjoyed tonight. It's just hilarious that we bumped. I mean, you couldn't write it in. Glass was on the boat, so he couldn't ID her. Lorde doesn't know her. You'd write that. That's like a fucking Guy Ritchie bit of writing. Insane. Close. Alright, Lucien, we're back from Guam and no West Road. The island is beautiful. The investigation was pretty inconclusive, but I did discover some interesting things. I'll tell you the story when next we meet. I'm quite tired from travelling all day, so I'll take a room in Rhodes. If you're around tomorrow, we can visit the market or else meet later. Because I think it's kind of a bit meta, but I think Floral's not around in the afternoon. I'm not sure. Or else meet later. I'll be around all day and night, I think. So I've just given her the whole thing. Because usually I'm not around on Saturdays, right? I want to find that fucking thing from Delilah. I don't have any fucking things. Here it is. Barman call to invitational from TP831. TP831 is Delilah's, I think. Let me go and do a quick... I'm going to do a quick little office look. Do a quick little Google in the office.
Yeah. So is this Lorde?
Yes, hello.
Where the heck did Keziah go?
Are they not in the medical office?
Maybe. I didn't see her in there. Maybe I'm blind. I'm blind. Never mind. She's in there.
Oh, alright.
I'm just blind.
There you go.
It's fine.
Get the
Thank
badge
you.
off. You're fired.
Oh no. So glad it's not Valentine.
It's worse because the clay sticks.
Yeah, if it
The
helps,
schmug doesn't.
I absolutely deserve to be fired as well. We went on a trip over to Guam looking for
Please don't
Miss
say vanilla.
Miss Prim. No. For
Okay.
people, it was sort of somewhat investigation related. So Detective Glass and I went over there. One of the people we were looking for was Keziah in there, and I've never met her. So just before we jumped on the boat, I went into the telegram station to send a telegram that I was going over there. And said hello to a just lovely young lady in there. Assumed she was a criminal from Van Horn. Jumped on the boat, looked her all around the island, came back, and that was her. So
What did she look like? Because I don't
it was
know
her. It was yeah. She blonde hair.
I only asked
pulled
because
into a
there's been
ponytail.
lassies
look
in the
at me.
telegrams all morning.
Look at me for a second, Macintosh.
Hi.
Pull your head off.
It's raining.
Just do it for a quick second.
Okay.
Similar to you without the ice scope. Well, no, she does have an ice scope. Yeah, very similar to you, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
seems a lot of people are. It's a bit scary.
Maybe a little blonder hair, but
Yeah, same kind of braided style.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's literally. If you come where I am and peep through the window,
Yeah, you'll see.
you
Yeah,
can have a
she's
look
in
for
there.
yourself.
Yeah, so I think I'm probably fired as of tomorrow. We'll see.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I didn't. I have no idea. It was a good time. I managed to see the island. I've never been there before. It was beautiful.
It is beautiful. I haven't spent as much time as I would like over there. Quite dangerous sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of, if not everybody is out west.
I don't think she's wanted. That her? No. The other names I wanted to look up when I got back was Lynch. Okay. Mishka, is that how you spell Mishka? Mishka. Mish. Okay. And Row.
Well, howdy, fella. What happened to all your hair, fella?
Dude. She's fellaring him.
It's about the principle of the thing.
You just got fellared.
He deserves it.
Twice. Can you believe that? Twice.
Unbelievable.
I haven't seen her in over a week. And the first thing she says to me is, fella. It hurts, cuts deep.
You did binoculars me.
Deeper than the bullet that hit me in the neck and left quite a mark.
Blimey. Alright, I'm going to get my head down.